WIIFTV PM.
WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
It's official West Suburbs and Chicagoland area. The Naperville Soul Fest is back, featuring a live performance by Avery Sunshine and Carl Thomas on Friday, June 3rd, and Kindred the Family Soul, Selena Johnson, and Riis one stage Saturday, June 4th at Napier Settlement, located at 523 South Weber Street in downtown Naperville. If you missed the last Naperville Soul Fest, you don't want to miss this one. Get your discounted tickets on Eventbrite or visit NapervilleSoulFest.com for more event details. For vendor opportunities with access to over 7,000 attendees, text 630-202-6431. That's 630-202-6431. Spend your first weekend in June at the Naperville Soul Fest with Avery Sunshine Friday, June 3rd and Kindred the Family Soul on Saturday, June 4th. Check out NapervilleSoulFest.com for more information.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show, and I don't know if you've heard the news, but we're moving to the afternoons.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That's right. After 5 years of doing the mornings, we're moving to 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So don't worry. We're still going to ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
I love being black. Do you love being black? Yeah, I love being black. Hey. Do this for my people all across the globe. Hey, it's break. The skin of men fit me fine, tailor-made, yeah, I'm comfortable. And so it seems I'm still chasing my dreams. They told me, watch my steps, they want to pull the rug from under you. This is transparency, my life 3D. You live every word that I utter, reporting live from the gutter. Where the mind's hard to change, but we don't give up on our brothers and sisters. Cause we all need one another. The time's getting closer, revolution, feel it coming. I can smell it in the air. And smell it, let it embody you. Because chances are the cops pull you over, they body you. Plus we don't trust each other, so it's just another obstacle. Why jump hurdles to make a change? It ain't optional. Olympian mindset in this booth with my binoculars. I see my vision getting clear. Justice what a prophet do. My music touch the people's soul. Black power gospel tune. So many styles, watch me kick them like they soccer moves. Falling rank and file, this is my platoon. Soldiers at attention, ain't no Willie lynching. This the program. Who they think they kidding? Reinvent the system. Total reconstruction of our mental stigma. This ain't a game, boy. Still they think I'm talking about Nintendo's. That's a shame, boy. Augment reality. Better fix your brain, boy. I love my people, hope they love me black. I'm going hard and ain't no holding back. Watch me react. I put my fist up in the skies like a beacon for believers that one day we return to our greatest. If we seek it all the glory we can obtain it. Keep reaching. I'm painting this picture. I hope you see it. Guess what the theme is? I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Well, how about you? Done seen these tunes too? Customize for you a little something you can groove to. Feeling good about yourself. Melanated, move muse. Always service humble pie. We don't care about who's who. Light brown or dark skin. This right here's for you too. We are the gods of the earth. Living proof truth. Say it loud if you black and proud. I salute you and that's a fact. Where you at? Let me hear you say it back. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. Super melanation, renovation of our databases. Gotta fix the trinity to make it past the matrix. There's a rabbit in the hole. No decision, you gon' chase it or just shove it for complacency. Here's your motivation. Black power in your veins. Up to us to build a nation. European mental detox. Completely we erase it. Cause you can't keep fighting over old information. Probably bring it right back if you love being black. I love being black. We turning up. I love being black. Say it loud. Man, I love being black. One more time. I love being black. Hey. I do this for my people all across the map. Easy for the ones who don't identify with being black. Hebrews the best elixir. Go ahead and try your batch. It's truth serum. I let loose spirits. The ancestors speak to me. I spit the truth. Hear it. You broken souls here to re-engineer them so that they fearless. This precious atmospheric as the hell is spinning. Trying to strategize a way so we can start winning. It begins with pride of yourself. Embracing this feeling. Say no new friends. That's what happened to the village. Too much individualism. It's easier to pillage. I'm just making this appearance for coherence so you can understand what we up against. Hit the reset button, switch covenants. It's the contract to the people that I'm publishing. It's a new era, hood to hood, feel the power and I'm loving it. Turn up, neck turn up, strapped with the black burner. Murder, keep sleeping and I shoot up your server. Corrupt the service after 5 minutes, time to purge 'em. We waking up and that's what got 'em nervous. turning up. Why I love being black. Say it loud, man, I love being black. One more time, I love being black. Hey, hey, hey.
WIFTPM.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah. Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. Sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steel on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up to seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this is a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Good afternoon, Chicago. Yo. Did you? Good afternoon. That's right. After 5 years of waking up in the morning, getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, getting out the door at 4:30 in the morning, I must tell you, it's been an adjustment. I really didn't know what to do with myself today until this time came. And then as I was kind of, I'm not going to say lollygagging, then it was like, gotcha. Uh-oh. And is it me or is that you, man?
I'm sure it's me.
No, it's not. It's me.
Oh.
It's me. But you better check you because you know, if it's you, I'm going to get you. Now, look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. A little different. Dang, man, we moved the studio. So in case y'all ain't know, y'all see we done upgraded. We done moved on up. We got us a view. Is that the tied out my back window? I could see the Sears Tower, man. Is that the Chicago River down there? Hold on. Wait, is that the... Hold on, Todd.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this, man. You got the Sears Tower, man. You don't... I hope y'all don't think you get... I hope you don't think you get a raise because of the view now. We had to step it on up. Because I told you, as we think about the vision of Chicago, right? I think I want a new perspective. I want to look out at all the best that the city has to offer, and I want to see it every day. I want to look up and see the positivity in the city.
I hear.
Right? Now, I don't know, man. I don't know if we could take the plane off. We might have to take a helicopter to get to the plane.
I get sick in helicopters.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, wait.
I got motion sickness.
By the way,
it's like being in a boat.
So in case you are, well, I guess you really right now you have to be watching because you're not really listening. The Saints aren't with us today. Y'all check us out, man. You know, Todd said to come back, he needed a little motivation.
Well, you know, after you dogged me out for not being here when you were in the little room where Riis is, I figured if things are going to change, I need to be there on the first day.
Ah, there you go. Smart move. I was looking out the other window, man, and I'm looking at, hey, man, I don't know if I'm allowed to say it or not, but that one tower, that dude's tower, have you ever driven down Wabash?
Yeah, but usually I'm trying not to hit people, so I don't pay a lot of attention.
If you just drive straight down Wabash all the way from 55th and just look up, it's like a straight.
Oh, yes, you can see it.
And it's like, hello. Like, I mean, it really is unfortunately. Well, I had some jokes to tell about that, but I'm not going to tell them. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show in the afternoon. We're going to be with you every day now from 3 to 6. I've been talking to myself like y'all know what's going on. If you are not knowing what's going on, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm in the building 3 to 6. I told you after 5 years of getting up every day at 4 o'clock in the morning, I just felt like I was missing a big chunk of my life. And so here we are, 3 to 6. Hope you all will join us. Take a moment, share the broadcast of some of the habits we've gotten out of. We're probably going to have to renew, but let's take a moment and share the broadcast. Y'all stop, take a moment, share the broadcast. And in case you didn't notice, in the building, that voice you hear in the background is a stranger. Riis, did we cut him out of all the stuff? I think we even took his name off everything. He popped up in here like,
dang.
Hey, man. It wasn't like you came back here and was like, here goes something in my check. Look, I'm such a hater, man. I'm not. Anyway, y'all, what's up, man? Todd Stroger, you in the building today. What's going on, man? How you feeling?
Hey, I told you I had to be here for your reopening.
All right, for our reopening, because you know it's not a me thing, it's a we thing, and I was pleasantly surprised to see you on Saturday. And then when you mentioned that you might want to come back, I didn't know you was talking about today. But it's all good, you know. Like
I instantly had nothing to do, so
see,
I was like,
well, all right, well, y'all look, it's my man Todd Stroger back in the building.
And it's not 6 a.m. And that 6 a.m. could have killed me at some point.
I believe 6 a.m. could kill you. Like I do believe it starts to shave years off your life.
Yeah.
And I think once I got in my mind that we were going to switch the times, then it was just like I was on a slippery slope. Like, how much longer do I have? How much longer? I was like, we're gonna go to June. I was like, man, we going to May 15th.
You saw
like, day after payday, so I could have a reason, so I wouldn't be having an attitude yesterday.
Amen.
All right, y'all. So that's Todd Stroger. Plus, you know, we couldn't fly the soul plane without our man, DJ Riis the Ruler. DJ Riis the Ruler, how you feeling this afternoon?
Blessed by the best. You already know the rest is different, but we.
It is different, man. It's a much different feel. It's a much different. You know, I feel like it's a lot has happened and transpired. I think my new get up time is 6 a.m. instead of 4 a.m. I'm gonna give myself 2 more hours.
That's really reasonable.
Yeah, no, I feel like getting up at 6. I'm gonna be up now. I think is my goal is to get up at 6 a.m. every day, and then this kind of be like a full day. But I could still get a full day in right up until I get here. So I was doing a little prep, trying to do a little bit with the graphics, trying to just make a little uniformity around here. Ty had me all thrown off because I had everything all set up. Then you come rolling in. I'm like, but this is why I'm going to stop.
I was trying to make an entrance.
That's your problem, man. I'm going to stop, man. How you going to make an entrance on my show? No. All right, y'all.
That just gives you more to talk about.
Yeah, that is true. That is true, man. All right, y'all. So it's the Maze Jackson Show. We have moved. Riis, I hope the people ain't going to call us out for leaving the South Side. I hope they ain't going to trip on us and be like, oh, y'all done sold out again. I mean, but for the view.
I think this is the south side of the river.
All right, we'll take the south side of the river. We'll take south side of the river, man. It is, you know, look at it's a lot of hustle and bustle going down there on Wacker Drive too.
Always.
Wacker Drive be cracking, man. Hey, Reese, I'm telling y'all, when Reese went to, like, when I said, Reese, meet me at the new studio, Reese was like, hold on, wait, what? You should have seen Reese came in like, well, boss, we got a view? No, man. Hey, I feel like I think we done made it on up a little bit, Todd.
Well, you know, I think you made it up a long time ago. I seen how you dress and
I know, man. You trying to ruin my Michael Strahan.
yeah.
I'm trying to. Reese won't let me be great today.
Why
I was
not?
planning on being Michael Strahan, sitting up here with my jacket, with my
too
lapel
tight?
mic on, huh?
Too tight.
No. He didn't give me my we got lapel mics,
Oh, true.
so we're not. This ain't even the look, man. We supposed to be sitting here like Regis and Kathy and stuff, right? Like when Ruthie get here to be.
I don't want to be Kathy.
Wait a minute. You can be Ruthie.
At least I know her.
No, man, no dresses for the men here. But I'm gonna tell you what, I am excited to be here. 3:00. You know, I think there's a lot of history in the 3:00 time slot. You know, okay, so let me tell you, Todd. Morning drive is the crown jewel,
Right.
but I do believe that afternoon drive is where you can get the most potential for growth, right? Like,
That's where people get stuck in traffic.
bam, stuck in traffic and you gotta listen to us. But on top of it, we can get you home, I want to get you off work and put you in your driveway. So we're gonna get all the fun stuff. We're gonna do a little craziness, but then we got serious conversations, all type of stuff. Plus, we got some new features coming with the show. Plus, don't forget Billy Bob Black. He'll be back this week. You don't know? Have you ever met Billy Bob Black?
No.
He is the whitest black man in America.
He's the whitest black man.
In America, yes. Billy Bob
Okay.
Black. I'm telling you. Billy Bob, country, man. Billy Bob showed up last week. He was like, man, see, Todd, he gonna come in here, gonna be mad at you for sitting in his seat. I'm gonna tell you. All right, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson Show. I'm your host, Mace Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler, plus Todd Stroger in the building. We still waiting on our girl Ruthie Moore. She won't be here today, but she'll be back, I think, on Thursday. But in the meantime, Reese, let's do this. We done made it. Well, so do we parachute? How we do this? With our new place, do we still get up and away? Because we already kind of up. That's like, you know, we might have to George Jefferson or something. We might have to get us a derivative of the, well, we're moving on up to the top, moving on up to a deluxe apartment in the sky. Oh, moving on. All right.
Oh, dang.
That's a jam.
About to
man.
get excited?
Wasn't that Walona who sang that?
Yes.
Okay, she sang good times, anytime you need a baby.
No, that wasn't her.
Anytime you need a baby. Is that what you just said?
Anytime you need
You heard me say good times, so, you know.
Anytime you need a baby, what is it?
Oh, no. It
Not
sounded
a
like you
baby.
said anytime you need a baby.
You need a baby.
Okay, I was
good
gonna say
times. Anytime you need a friend. Man, all right, y'all. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let's do it. Well, until we figure out how we getting up and away, let's just get up and away. Let's get this thing up to 60,000 feet. We are up and away. Yes, it is the Mace Jackson Show. Todd?
Yes.
I started this off kind of chipper, but I'm a little salty today.
What happened?
The Buffalo Black Massacre.
What? I read that. What is that?
You didn't hear about the black the white supremacist that descended on the grocery store in Buffalo, New York,
Yes.
and he killed 10 black people. He shot and killed them.
Yes. 10 black people,
Yes.
2 white people.
The
No, 8
Buffalo-
black people, 2 white people. I don't remember.
No,
but yes.
I thought all the black people were the ones that died.
Well, I thought I don't know. I didn't read it as much. Hans was talking to me about it, but I was like, working.
Regardless, I once again, mass murderer of black people goes to jail. He makes it to jail.
Right. Hey, would you put that gun down?
Sure.
Come
And
on, come
peels
on
off
with us.
peels off his armor and puts his hands up. Now, I think a lot of I know everybody saw the meme. I'm gonna have to. One of the things we're gonna have to do is start Reese, part of your job when you get here an hour early. It's gonna be like you're gonna have to pick up all the memes and all the stuff and start. And you need to start grabbing that stuff. We have to expand you from just pushing the buttons to pulling some of this info so we can put it up, right? Because Riis, we getting this off the desk. Yes, we are. We gonna get this bad boy off the desk. We gonna be Windy City Live like a mug. What you talking about? Anyway, the murderers. Why do the white murderers always make it? Do y'all remember the story last week in Romeoville about the black man who was having a mental breakdown and he was super nice to all the hostages, let everybody out, and then he walked out and they put his hands up and they still killed him?
No, but it doesn't surprise me one day.
So he got killed, and this white guy shot all these black people. And, I feel a certain kind of way. I do. And I think we're going to talk about it a little bit later. But that massacre was just unbelievable. And I feel like it was just muted. Like, we're kind of talking about it, but I don't know, did it make the front page today? I don't know that it even made the front page.
I stopped reading.
Or it probably makes a corner of the front page, but not like the
right.
I just don't know, man.
It's a pattern.
Like Dylan Roof gets. Are we gonna sing Amazing Grace again? You laugh. Like, what's Joe gonna do? Play Matt?
He probably will make a statement.
He did, man. He made a few statements. And they call it evil and everything. Well, how come it don't never be like the movies? Like when the dude be like, after he done off and somebody from far away just like,
right, they put a bullet in his head. Right.
I mean, if he gets shot, who has, and people, you can tell me he gets justice by going to jail and all that. No. And he drove 200 miles, staked out the place, got out the car shooting, and then did it on Twitch.
Right. He had some kind of GoPro or something on.
So you could video it. So it was like because he said he knew people would be cheering him on. Because all I felt, what I was thinking of? What's that Call of Duty? Did you see Atlanta this week? So if you see Atlanta and you see the dude playing the game and calling people niggas and all that type of stuff, it is unbelievable. Just unbelievable. And I want to talk about it. And I just think when we talk about, I think the unique timing of it all just puts a lot of stuff that happened to us in perspective. Especially that's why I think you have to be very careful tossing around dangerous words. But we'll talk about it a little bit later. Downtown. You gotta go downtown. That's the way to my thugs.
What?
The SWV song used to be,
No.
I gotta go downtown. That's the way to my love. I didn't realize what they were saying back in the day, though. But, Riis.
I'm going to look that up on YouTube.
Riis, they shutting your spot down. Because don't you be at Millennium Park?
No, sir.
Riis, you be at Millennium. Don't you be on the other side by Buckingham Fountain? Ain't that Millennium Park, too?
Nah.
Oh, well, you heard.
Yeah, that's not, I don't think.
Nah, nah.
Okay, so you saw what happened this weekend? Heard what happened this weekend?
I saw a clip of that.
I need to get some video of it. We're going to try and get that over the break. But the mayor has said now the curfew is now 10 o'clock for minors. And the youth are banned from Millennium Park unless they are accompanied with an adult. What do you think about kids being banned from a park?
Now, what time is that? What time is the
Thursdays to Sundays from 6 p.m. until.
Oh, wow. That's pretty early because, it's light and bright out at 6.
I just think, so first of all, don't you think it's just going to make the crime migrate? Secondly, not the crime, the kids migrate.
They're going to go somewhere.
Right. And so this is a really peculiar conversation because it's a lot of they, them, there instead of us and our.
Right.
And it's just like people like, I'm tired of them. Right. And I'd be like, good or bad or the ugly, them is us. them and they is us and ours. And as we start to them and they them, it will create another scenario in which we have 1996 crime bill.
No, I think you're right. That's where it heads, because it does break down. In the end, it will break down. I agree with you, into them and us, and whichever side we are, that them's or the us's, want peace. Now, I guess there's always, why does this happen? Why do they feel the need to go out and do this? And that's the root.
So I guess, everybody be saying what we wouldn't do and we didn't do, but I do feel like 31st Street Beach used to crack.
I think I read that on your thing.
Yeah.
You said people used to get arrested like once a
I do. I feel like I distinctly remember a friend getting shot at 31st Street Beach. We were in college, but I feel like it was all type of everybody, because remember the projects was there, and so everybody from the projects walked across to hang out too, and it was just like the hang. So and then I think when you think about the murder rates that were occurring back in the late 80s, they were kind of around the same amounts. So we'll talk about it. Plus, I don't know if you saw the city council passed Alderman Harris, the city's map.
I read that. I read that on the.
They broke the Latino caucus. They said Vladimir Villegas, as I like to fondly call, because he was waging war like a mug. So Vladimir Villegas.
Which side is he on though?
He was trying to lead. He was trying to attack the Black Caucus.
Oh,
and he lost.
Oh, he was trying to keep the group together, and they split up.
And then they drew his map like a snake. And he said the people who drew it were doing self portraits. I was like, dang. That was kind of, have you seen this?
I did see that.
Did you see his?
I mean, not what he said. I saw the. Did
you see it?
And it is that's mighty interesting. That's what I'll say.
When you take a shot at you got to kill. You got a shot at the throne. You got to kill. Then I gotta say,
true.
Shout out to Eddie Reed. Shout out to Eddie Reed. Shout out to WVON.
Yeah, what they do
this morning? They had on the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
Oh, okay.
And the Supreme Council.
What is that?
I believe it is, and I missed a part of it, but it appears to be Minister Farrakhan's handpicked successors.
Oh,
in a group. So I got pieces and parts of it, but shout out to, that was a huge get. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I think Eddie Reed goes so far back. With Minister Farrakhan and Lou Palmer and all of that. It was a pleasant listen, especially considering everything that happened this week. It was just interesting. It was a lot to hear. But hey, y'all, this is the Maze Jackson Show. We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to don't get it twisted. We still got the social media question of the day. We'll be back after these messages.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
WIIFTBPM.
Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show. You hear me every single day ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Well, finally, y'all, we've got an answer, and it's called the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth, Unit 17E. That's in the mall at the 55th and the Dan Ryan. And you join us every Saturday where we are taking our politics black. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the game, from how to collect a petition, to how to knock on a door, to even how to become the next mayor of the city of Chicago. That's right, y'all. It is the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said. This is a black people thing you wouldn't even understand.
Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show. And I don't know if you've heard the news, but we're moving to the afternoons.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That's right. After 5 years of doing the mornings, we're moving to 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So don't worry. We're still going to ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said. It's the Maze Jackson Show. Every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
And now, traffic and weather.
Yo, who said devotion has to be sad? Yo, check this out. The Lord is my shepherd, and I want. He's making me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restored my soul. God's gonna turn it around.
Come all the way with me.
Good afternoon. What's in it for the Black People Media family? The time is now 3:35 p.m. and I'm Riis the Ruler with your Chicagoland area traffic and weather report. As we head over to the Kennedy, O'Hare to the Loop will be 33 minutes. Outbound will be 21. On the Eaton's Deerfield to the Exchange, 30 minutes. Exchange to Deerfield, 27. Eisenhower Thorndale to the Loop, 31 minutes. 34 minutes back out to Thorndale. Stevenson from I-355 to the Dan Ryan will be 50 minutes. Outbound will be 30. The Bishop Ford I-80 to the Dan Ryan is now 19 minutes, 26 minutes to I-80. The Dan Ryan is 21 minutes to the Loop, 17 minutes to 95th. On DuSable Lakeshore Drive South will be 9 minutes, 8 minutes north. Today's weather, it is currently 77 degrees right now and mostly cloudy. Today will be a high of 79 with a low of 55. I'm Riis the Ruler. Welcome to the afternoon show, the Maze Jackson Show.
Oh, Gethsemane, God to the grave, from the grave. Glory to Gethsemane, God to the grave, from the grave. Back to glory. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Come all the way with me. Don't leave me now. Come all the way with me. Oh, please. God's gonna turn it around. God's gonna turn it around.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Ruler, and inside the building with me is my man Todd Strojan. Now, Todd, you know, kind of how this thing go, man. We at 6. It used to be at this time we would welcome the Saints from WBGX 1570, but they're not here with us just yet. But the phone line is still available, so we want you to give us a call 872-259-7474. If you tuned in to the show, give us a holler. Just because you're not on the radio, we want to definitely hear from you. So the phone lines are going to be open in just a minute. That's right, because it's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. If you are watching us, you can catch us on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook Live. All right, Todd. And Riis, I don't know if you still got it, but I hope you ain't lose nothing on the move. You know what I'm saying? Because I know we moved a lot of stuff around when we was trying to get upstairs in the skyscraper. You know, I pulled up. You know, the truck was going meep, 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 meep. It was backing up. And as the truck backed up, they were saying to me, man, don't be moving DJ Riis stuff. Because you know DJ Riis be acting funny, man. And we got a doorman now. So the doorman be like, hello. Uh-oh. We got a doorman. Oh, my goodness. Hold on. Okay. You know what? Okay, it's the doorman. All right, what's the matter? Are the phone lines up? You got the switch? Oh, the guest is here? All right, yeah. So don't forget, also, while I was gone, while Ruthie was out, I got in a little trouble last week about the Roe versus Wade thing.
Oh,
so I had.
You weren't on the side that people think you should be on?
No, I think I just got a little creative in my thoughts about the tourism, and so Tennille kind of checked me on there, and then
They gave you a hockey hip check?
No, she just sent me one of them texts that was like, you should stop now. And I was like, but I was now. So I just ended the conversation. And then we were at Soho House, which is why we got to have our own version of this. Well, we ran in to Felicia Davis Blakely, right? Did I get that right? Hold on, let me make sure I got it right. Hold on. Right, Blakely, right? Because she's married to the world famous Derek Blakely. Remember Derek Blakely from Channel 5?
Yeah.
Yep, so she's married. Remember Felicia Davis, right? She used to call it over the police. She used to be the number one hit lady for, anyway, now she runs a women's organization. Look, she peeking in the door right now. She trying to get me. She trying to, so her and Tennille double teamed me. And they got me in the corner, and I said, how about this? Since I stepped in it, why don't we get this conversation from the perspective of a woman? And so she'll be with us at 4:00 to talk about that. So it'll be a great conversation about Roe versus Wade because, you know, I feel like, especially now with this shortage of breast milk, I'm telling y'all, we are right at the Handmaid's Tale with the insurrections. Handmaid's Tale, everything is going crazy. I'm telling you, Todd. So I can't wait to talk to Felicia. But in the meantime, Riis, you ain't lose the butt. Oh, and by the way, can I just say something real quick to everybody who has watched the morning show?
Who are you, Bane?
Man, I was telling Carrie that last night. Like, I feel like Bane when I put it on. Y'all better stay away from me when I got this mask on. But I finally got my mask. I finally got it. And, you know, it does look like Bane. And it see that? It lights up.
Lights up.
Right? And then it's got a fan. So when you're in there, it be fresh air, the whole thing. And then as soon as I opened it up, Carrie was like, you ain't give me one? I was like, baby, I was thinking about your hair, though. And then it got me out of that trouble.
You should have said, well, you know, the supply chain.
Well, I wanted to get mine first just to make sure. And then when I saw it, I was like, oh, you can't put this because, you know, you got to have your right hair. It would mess up your beautiful hair that you got. So
You're probably right about this.
I am. I know, man. I was feeling all kind of way like, dang. Okay, so look. Riis, they didn't misplace your button, did they? Okay, well then why don't you hit it for me?
It's time for the social media question of the day.
Should black children, youth, be banned from downtown? It's the social media question of the day. Should black youth be banned from Millennium Park? Now, Todd, I don't know if you saw any of the video footage of this past weekend, but apparently a young person was shot at the Bean. 16-year-old shot by a 17-year-old at the Bean, and Mayor Lori Lightfoot has decided that she is now declaring a curfew, 10 o'clock curfew for minors, as well as 10 o'clock curfew for minors, as well as the fact that they cannot be in Millennium Park unsupervised. Shout out to ABC 7 for the footage that we are using, courtesy of ABC 7. Thank you very much. But Todd, it got me to thinking. If the parks are closed to the kids, where are they supposed to go? So give us a call, 872-259-7474, 872-259-7474. Should black youth be banned from Millennium Park? And I guess that's not really a ban. But it just seems odd to me that they would say the young people can't go to the park. Now, it's Millennium Park, and does it have a special status? Because then my question, this goes back to what I was talking about before, with like when they used to cut the basketball rims down.
Yeah, right.
At the mall, at the park, because they said the kids was hanging out. Well, dang, they
did that at Avalon Park.
Kids hang out.
Now, on the other hand,
go ahead.
I will say they cut them down at Avalon Park, and I wasn't really happy. But I will also say that they were like having gang meetings at the basketball court. People.
Excuse me, Ty. We don't have gangs in Chicago. We have organizations.
Yeah, okay. And people had been attacked in the park in that time period, so people were feeling, a certain way.
Okay, so I get it.
But I also think that the kids who wanted to play basketball had to suffer.
I mean, I think that the kids who play basketball is in the gangs too. I mean, I feel like, let me just say that.
They only count if they don't fight on the court.
So the social media question is there, should black youth be banned from Millennium Park? I was reading a lot of the social commentary, and there was a lot of, I'm tired of them, I'm sick of them, they need to lock, and all I could think of, I promise you, was the crime bill. In that, now you combine this with the, what do you call it? The drill music.
Right.
And I said the new crack, drill is the new crack, and our youth are going to be wrapped up. But I gotta ask you, should they be banned from Millennium Park? Should they? Because again, all that means is they gonna be doing it in your block, on your block.
Yeah, well, there's always been trouble, and all kind of kids have caused trouble.
Phone lines are not working, says Ness. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. All right. So, go ahead. I'm sorry, sir.
That's right. I had I ran around with a group that weren't like tough, but that doesn't mean they didn't do some stupid things every once in a while. So, yeah, I mean, I get that, but it's violence that people are really concerned about. No one wants to get swept up in a riot where everybody's just swinging or anything of that nature. Or, it's nowadays where everybody's swinging, somebody pulls out a gun and pow.
I feel
everybody just scatters.
How many shootings were around the city? Like, I wonder, so what do you do for the young people then? Like, how do you keep them safe in the space? Because I understand that the park Millennium Park may be special. Whoops. Millennium Park may be special. And is it preserved for tourists? But it's a public space.
It's a public space. You're right.
It's so are you going to put a fence?
It is a tourist attraction and a public space, huh?
So how do you manage that? Like, should they be banned? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Riis, open up the phone lines. We got a caller? Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Hello, Maze.
Hello.
Hey, Maze. Hey, I just, you know what I hear, and I hear all other people saying this too, is I hear Lori saying, go back to your neighborhood, and if you're going to cause trouble, do it in your neighborhood. Don't come to this place where white people are spending money. And I don't like it, and I was suggesting, and I'm talking to a lot of people about this, people go down there, have some sort of yellow hat or something that says responsible adult, and if kids start being hassled by the police, say, hey, come to me. I'm going to say you're with me. This is crap. I think Lori's so desperate. She doesn't know what to do. And this is not the solution. This is lumping all these kids in together and saying, you guys go back to your neighborhoods. I don't like it.
Well, that's a great point. Caller, you sound like a new caller. First of all, what's your name? Where you calling from? And have you been listening to the show?
I'm Scott. I listened to the show. It's the first time calling. This is, this is just a topic. Lori's just, I just get fed up, and this thing just really burns me. But I live in the Pilsen area.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks for calling. I gotta tell you, I just feel like this is a real slippery slope. And now let me ask you a question. What are the other locations? They had already shut you out of the mall on the one end of the town. Now they don't have anybody on the outside. Like, I feel like Michigan Avenue and that's the safest place for it to be. Like, I understand you tell the tourists don't be over there, but that's the safest place to be, because if it comes inside on the other side of Michigan, if it gets to State Street, what happens then? We saw it. Now, let me ask a question. Do you think that when the riots came or the uprisings came, that the invisible barrier around downtown was broken and now there is no fear? I saw reports where police officers said there's nothing we can really do to stop it. We just need, now at this point, we just have to kind of sit back, because there are a lot of young people down there.
Right.
And if they start cracking skulls, we gonna be mad?
Well, I say this is been coming for a while. I can't remember because, all these years start to look alike, but somewhere when my children have been born, there started to be some, real trouble at, the Taste of Chicago.
And they canceled it. Look at it now.
Yeah, now look at it. It's like, 3 days or something. So I guess this has been a long time build up, and I'm with you. Where do kids go? But I don't know. How do we combat this kind of underlying thing where everybody's got to be tough, and you can have a fight at the drop of a hat, and
Todd, it's not everybody.
I don't mean everybody. It's always only been a small number that can cause mayhem. I mean, I felt that all my life, even when I was a kid.
Right. So, but I feel like that's a fact of life. Like, I feel like if you go to, what's the name of that place? If you went to Freaknik, right, there was bound to be a shooting. There was, part of that stuff that happens is part of the appeal that brings young people to it.
No wonder I never went.
No, but I'm not saying, no, okay. So, I would say 31st Street Beach.
Uh-huh.
We from Bolingbrook went to 31st Street Beach. Now, we may have been in college. Mm-hmm. And we went on Rush Street, and I used to see people fight. I used to see it get rowdy. I mean, I think if you go on Division, at Division where all the white bars empty out, think about it. We saw somebody get punched out and killed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know somebody who had a fight, and they didn't go to jail because the white guy started.
So I'm playing defense.
Right.
I'm saying that I'm being the opposite, because I just feel like, so when the police start cracking heads, what's the level of containment that you will accept? I will accept up to shooting. Okay? Is that what I say? I'll do what you need to do to contain them. Here go my thing. If you standing on somebody's car, you need to get your ass knocked down. You do. No, I'm just saying, you're supposed to be you ain't supposed to be able to dare. And I would not be suing a police officer if he swipe, if somebody jump on the hood of somebody's car and you get your ass knocked down, I'll be like,
what were you doing up there?
You know, if your mama saw you up there, she'd have snatched your ass down.
Right.
So take the snatching.
Right.
And don't cry. Can he get a pop? Maybe not in the head. Right? I'm just asking.
No,
what are
no,
you?
not in the head.
See? Not in the head. All right, let's go to the live line. Carly on the Maze Jackson Show. Tell me, should black youth be banned from Millennium Park? And is it only black youth?
It shouldn't only be black youth. It shouldn't be a ban, period. If somebody any age does something wrong in Millennium Park, you lock that person up. It's just that simple. If you don't want to lock them all up, hit them in the back of the legs with that belly club like they used to do. Break you down, then hit you in the stomach with it.
Oh.
Yeah, they learn their lesson.
Ooh-wee. Now, what does that look like on the video? Because we'll be rioting after we saw that.
Yeah, it looks like 1950.
What do you think happens, though, when the social media gets a hold of that? Is the police, should we untie the police officer's hands? Riis, I got a friend. Hold that. Is the caller, you still there? Okay, you can let him go. I had a friend who told me about one day there was a giant folks picture at Buckingham Fountain. Everybody made it to Buckingham Fountain.
You mean like a prom picture?
But it was for the folks, okay. Right?
Yeah.
And Mayor Daley called the squad and said, do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. You can't do that anymore.
Well, it seems like that's what y'all want them to do. It does.
That's the difference between now and when I was young. The police could take you in the alley and tell you in so many words, all right, stop that. Don't come around there. If I have to come back, then you really get it. You can't do that anymore.
So how do the police get containment back? Because clearly, people are not concerned with what the police are going to do. They really aren't. Todd, I got to say, Riis, do you think young people are, the young people that are, because again, I still feel like most of that is just a large amount of black kids in one spot. Now, are there rowdies? Yes. Are they going to dance and juke and do all the things that they do as teenagers? Yes. Yes. There is no Freaknik. Now,
Well, the question is that the place to do it?
Well, I'm saying at a park, the nicest park in the city. What park should they go to? Go to the Krabby Park?
I don't know if you should be doing it at any park in the middle of the night, but I guess when I was growing up, there was a place. What was the name of that? Sours? You're too young, but it was what they call it, a juice bar.
Oh, like what was the other place? What was the place Tony Batoy had? Nitro. Like, look at Riis. Look at Riis. Nitro, though. Nitro, let me tell you, though. The grown men that went to Nitro need their butts kicked.
For sure, because they was 17 and up.
They was on some bogus. But we had Dillagaffs. We had places where we could go. But, like, the white kids in the suburbs used to go out into the woods. And they would just have a bonfire and just drink beer and be... Right, and they would be out there doing everything, all type of bad stuff.
Right. Everything they shouldn't have.
But they was in the woods.
Right.
There ain't no woods in the city. It ain't.
No, there isn't.
Where, so I just want to know what you do with the kids, with the young people. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Man, what's happening this Ness, bro?
What up,
good,
Ness? What's up, Ness?
man?
It was good hanging with you this weekend, man. I appreciate the support, famo.
Oh, yeah, definitely got to do it again. First of all, Nitro, man, if you wanted your Kato, you go to Nitro. Nitro will tell, they will tell your car, boy, you go over there, try to park in that, I don't know what was next to it, but you come outside, and it be November, December, you're going to be burnt up.
Man.
But, as far as the curfew, I'm kind of on the fence, bro. I don't know, because I was listening to the call. I turned the police scanner on. I turned the app on my phone. And, the 16-year-old got killed. 4 more people got shot later that night downtown on, like, Adams something. And there was a bunch of stuff going on. Like, all the calls I was hearing, you had people out there with the 30-shot clips hanging out their pants. They was watching them on camera. And it was kind of crazy what was going on as far as the response that was needed down there. So I'm not going to say ban the kids. No, of course, because, I'm an adult, but I always try not to get amnesia and try to go back to, I always try to remember I was a teenager once and I lied to my parents. I told them I was somewhere where I was not. You know what I'm saying? And I go back to that and try to reflect on that. But it's something that needs to be done. Maybe a curfew, maybe like you got to put like an 11 o'clock on it like you do the parks. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you go to the park, you go to the lake, what time you had to leave? Like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock, police start driving through the tunnels. They start driving up the path and making everybody leave. It might just need to be some type of implementation where like after 11 p.m., and if there's large crowds downtown, they got to disperse because it's just 1 or 2 people ruining it. And it was literally somebody on the radio standing on Adams and Wabash somewhere, and they was shooting. On camera, on the pod, they saw them, and they shot 3-4 people. It was 3-4 ambulances down there. So it was crazy. And I don't know, before I hang up, did you unfortunately see the Buffalo video, the full video?
No, I did not. You got it?
I unfortunately do because, the first responded and wanted to assess and see how stuff transpired. I'm going to say this. It's not much things that give me chills anymore, and I hate to say that I'm, desensitized to it because of what I see, but I do empathize with victims and everybody I come across. But seeing this particular video, I caught chills, and I ain't had that in a while. I looked at it from a first responders aspect. I also looked at it from a concealed carry aspect, and I'm going to just say this. I encourage everybody to be armed. I'm always armed, but with this particular situation, I put it to you like this. At work, they always tell us, no matter what training and what you always equipped for, things could go left, and there's just nothing you can do about it. The way that man got out that car and hit that grocery store, you wouldn't have saw it coming, and it was nothing nobody could do about it. It happened so fast. The people who was coming out, going in, I don't care how much training you had, what you could have, should have, would have did, it was not going to happen the way he hopped out that car and did it. Like, I sent you the footage, but it was gruesome, bro. And it don't matter what training you had.
Don't send it to me.
Yeah, don't. You don't want to see it, but stay armed, carry often, but in situations like that, it was nothing you could do. Absolutely nothing you could do. But I'm out, man.
Hey, man, it was good hanging with you this weekend. I appreciate you. That's Loch Ness Monster, in case y'all don't know. Reese, anybody else on the line? We're going to take this last call. Call you on the Maze Jackson Show. Should black youth be banned from Millennium Park?
Yo, what's going on, bro? What's up, Todd? What's cracking, man? Hello?
What up, Devo? How you feeling, man? You starting early.
Hey, man, I'm starting late, man. I'd like to apologize, bro. Hey, the set looks magnificent. You look, hey, man, you got your feng shui going on, bro. I love the set, man. Shout out to everybody. Hey, man, I think we just need some different perspectives. You know, the safest place for them to go is Millennium Park. You know what I'm saying? So we know that there are security challenges within the communities, and there's really nowhere for them to go. I mean, and that's due to strategic disinvestment. So, you know, I think the leadership needs to come up with a better plan. You know, summertime rolls around, you know, every year, and we have been going through the same pattern for the past 2 or 3 years. So, again, they're caught flat-footed without a plan. I would like to suggest that the anti-violence dollars that, you know, we graciously pay and continue to reinvest, that those people who actually get those dollars, where are they in the press conference? We never hear from them. So hopefully they would like to speak out to see what else they could do. And I think they should be the ones supporting the public safety partners, i.e. the police, and they should be the one that's actually in between the police and the children. And then the police can then intervene if something goes left. But the police should sit back and let the anti-violence people chase them around the park, and then, you know, it'll just be something that you're getting paid for. I shouldn't have to pay for something that you're not doing when you need to do it. So they should be deployed downtown, and they should have to chase the children around. And that's that. But hey, man, it was we watched the city council meeting, and that was hilarious. And you know, other than that, life is good, man. But the set is looking great, and congratulations on the time move. And hey, man, that's a lot of people that's tuning in, bro. So you're killing it as always.
I appreciate you, doggy. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. That's my man, the president of Black People First.
I like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, I actually think that might be the smartest thing I've heard in this space.
Right.
All the way around. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. When we come back, we are going to talk to Felicia Davis Blakely, right? She is, man, what's the name? Hold on. I wrote this down because where's my second piece of paper?
Do I have it?
Hold on. Oh, I got the numbers mixed up, right? Because I'm looking for 7 o'clock, but it's 5 o'clock. Now, hold on. 3. Todd, you got one of my papers. Reese, you got one of my papers. Somebody got one of my papers.
I told you I don't smoke.
I got mine out the fax machine. What you talking about? You
4. Did I not? Oh, duh. All right, Felicia Davis Blakely. She's with Chicago Women's Foundation, and we're going to be talking about the overturning of Roe versus Wade, but I want it from a woman's perspective because I kind of stepped in it last week, and I think this is a great opportunity for us to actually, as our audience, to get some insights. So we're going to be looking forward to talking to her very shortly, but look, y'all, we got to take a quick break, and when we come back, we will be jumping right into the conversation. It's the Maze Jackson Show, 3 to 6 every day now. All right, Reese, go.
Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WIFTBPM.
Maze Jackson.
Uh-oh, what's in it for the black people?
I want to know, is there an offensive black people list? Who manages it, and do black people have to honor it?
Maze, take your Uncle Pop.
That's why you're an offender. And the reason why you're Uncle Tom is the real story of Uncle Tom. How he worked for his freedom, and then the slave master reneged on him and wouldn't let him get his freedom. So you know what he did? He left. You messing with the church's money. You were smart enough to work your way off, so you offended the white folks, and then you offended the black folks because your ass left, and because they wouldn't. And who manages the left is both black folks and white folks. Because if you see in that situation, the black folks is just as mad as the white slave owner that Uncle Tom left.
What happens if you say that and someone gets offended?
You ran off the plantation, brother. That's why you're offensive. That's all I got, bro. Keep being offensive.
Thank you.
Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show, and I don't know if you've heard the news, but we're moving to the afternoons.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That's right. After 5 years of doing the mornings, we're moving to 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So don't worry. We're still going to ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said. It's the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that grown on, girl. Why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I wanna check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me all that you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put your grown on. It's something about you. When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Or when you're at the job just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting your own woman on. Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, your nails done, when you put that grown on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. This is What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
If you ain't trying to help us, don't even try to be around and can't protect us. We see the lies now other politicians. We need money and no symbolism. It's Maze and Riis and Ruthie and Todd explaining how we all come from God, giving us truth to beat the odds. If we united, our movement gon' stop. If they ain't trying to help us, they ain't trying to do nothing. We gotta do something. We gotta stop running. It's time to confront the problem. Really, you expect you oppressed to solve.
Good afternoon, Chicago. It's your man, Maze Jackson. Hey, man, I'm still trying to get used to this 3 to 6 Riis. I'm supposed to be, I'm ready to be like, wake up. But you've been awake. It's almost time for you to get ready to go. Now, if you at the job, you are probably looking at the clock like, man, I got about 50 more minutes. If you even still go to the office, because I don't even know if people are even actually in the office. People have not returned downtown completely. A lot of the restaurants to the east are suffering, yes, which is part of this whole Millennium Park going on, because I told you the loop is already shifted west. To me, downtown now is from Wells to probably Ashland, because that's where the West Loop is. That's where all the restaurants, all the new buildings, all the new development, all that good stuff is happening. And so if they had these people going crazy downtown, the tourists, because tourists be walking.
They do.
They walk. Now, this is the Maze Jackson
I think that's interesting, but what I really think is interesting,
what
is Maze and Ruthie, Riis, and Todd. Yeah, I heard that.
I didn't get that. I was looking. I wanted to cut everything.
I know you were thinking, did we edit them out yet?
We didn't edit them out yet. All right, look, y'all. This is the Maze Jackson Show. But this is the 4 o'clock hour, so I'm getting used to this. But the goal is in 4 o'clock to have meaningful discussions with guests, topics, that kind of thing. And so I felt like a great way to start this week was fixing last week. Even though, and I gotta do it with the but I'm not gonna do the but the but. Somewhere in the universe, somebody heard what I was saying, because I got a billboard. No. I can show it to you. No, I'm gonna show it to you. You gotta scoot up to the mic. I'm sorry,
we already there.
Okay. So
there's a whole book about this billboard. And
is it?
Yeah.
So that's why this. Okay, so this is why you are here today, and I'm gonna adjust you right, because I'm gonna get you super straight.
He's gone.
We don't have the. I'm trying to be. I don't know if men are allowed to do this anymore.
Of course.
To be gentlemen, I'm sure. Considering your husband, though, I'm sure there's got to be some gentlemen around here in the space. But look, let me do this right. We go quite a bit back here. I remember the first time I was planning to it was during one of your previous tenures, because you've been around the world. Like, you are what I call a consummate fixer, right? Like, you are one of the people that in government, no matter, whenever there's a problem perceived or it needs to be fixed, I always saw you as the person deployed to those spots. I remember the first time I was ready to give it to you, because I was like, you at Rum. You was like, and what you gonna do about it? And I got a gun.
Stop.
I got a gun too.
Would you stop? Don't set these people out.
But let me tell you, and I'm gonna let you give us a little bit of your background. But last week, the the leaked information on Roe versus Wade came out, and it seemed to set off a firestorm amongst women, and I think it has the potential to shift the whole upcoming election. But I also had a lot of concerns about it in general. And so last week I was kind of brainstorming through my ideas, and I thought,
That's what it's called, brainstorming.
No, it's really what it's called is stepping in it, right? And so last week was just the week of stepping in it, right, for me. So I'm gonna but here's what
y'all heard that, everybody.
I did, and I thought that it was important. First of all, listening to you, and when you told me kind of all of the other things that were involved in it, I was kind of like, okay, well, maybe you should just come talk to the people and explain it for us so that we don't. Because I was like, it's a little bit too much. I don't need to know everything. But I did think that it was important because I was flabbergasted by some of the calls we got from men, right? Like I literally was like, well, damn. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I want to do two things. Let's first start by letting you introduce yourself. Felicia Blakely. You know what? And I feel like right now I've just got it all mixed up because of Sonia at the other right.
Oh,
and so
right.
It's like now, and because I had the thought one time, now I'm gonna mess it up all the time. So Derek, please forgive me. I don't know if that's chauvinistic for me to do by telling your husband Derek Blakely, who is a very
forgive you for messing up
his last name. I could get the Davis.
That's right.
The Davis Blakely, and by the time this is over, I'm gonna slide that in there too, right? But I want to welcome you to the Maze Jackson Show. Thank you for being on our first week, our first guest on the first day of our 3:00 slot. So I'm excited to have you. Look at that. Riis done gave you. You saw Riis. Derek. Now Derek, you got to watch Riis. I'm telling you, Derek, watch Riis because did you hear the song? Like Riis be like DJ Mac Daddy on the low key, but I'm just. So anyway, Derek, you just keep eye on Riis. I got you back for right now. But you are the president and CEO of the Chicago Foundation for Women.
Yes.
But you have a long history in the city of Chicago. So why don't you give us a little background, and then we're going to jump into the conversation.
All right. I'm a South Side girl, so through and through. I grew up on the South Side, Elko Gardens. So I know some people listening come from the Gardens.
Hey, that's
my family.
You're old.
Morgan Park, all the neighborhoods, the Wild Hunnets. But for the last 3 years, I've been president and CEO of Chicago Foundation for Women. We are a community foundation. We raise money every single day and invest those dollars and resources in organizations that are supporting women, girls, trans, and non-binary people. And we advocate for a whole bunch of stuff, which we'll talk about, including reproductive justice and choice. Prior to that, I spent the bulk of my career in the public sector, including this is where 10 years with the Chicago Police Department. I was a violent crimes detective for 8 of those years. I worked in higher education administration for collectively 13 years, and then I also worked in the last administration in a number of different roles.
The Fixer.
Olivia Pope.
Olivia Pope. That's what I'm talking about.
I didn't bring my hat.
So,
well, that's why I'm here to fix you then today.
You're fixing me. So I still don't know. Let me say this. What I have become open to over the last, actually, I'm going to say I've been going through this over the course of maybe the last 6 months, where I just was like, I have been so anti-everything, right? Like, my goal is not for a black death. It is for black people to live and enjoy. And so one of the things that I've been trying to do is open myself up to different perspectives. May not always agree with you, but opening myself up to different perspectives and empathizing some with the people that, sometimes can be perceived as inanimate objects. And so in this space of women, I joke a lot about Handmaid's Tale, right? But as I watch the insurrection, right?
I didn't think you were joking.
No, but during I do truly believe that we could be in a space where that something to that faction could happen, where I saw them telling women on TV, like, you need to donate your breast milk. Now, I'm not, like, can that be compelled at some point? I just don't know all of the different things. And so what I decided to do today was to be open to listening. I want to put some questions out. I want to ask questions because I feel like a lot of times us men have preconceived notions and don't ask the questions, we make assumptions. So what I'd like to do is, and I know you wear a couple hats, right? Because I know as the foundation for women, it's not just black women.
Right.
Right? So I think that oftentimes one of the things that I see is that black women are often they are often at the forefront of the tip of the spear for fights that benefit everybody, but not always the beneficiary. So what I'd like to do is get your perspective as a woman, but I'd also like you to add the perspective being a black woman overall. So I'm going to start with just saying, talk to me about the implications of the leaked, what do they call it? The leaked
the memo. Or
the leaked memo
opinion
from the justices that appears to mean that they're going to overturn Roe versus Wade. And go back for me just a little bit and tell people, because we know what we've heard Roe versus Wade, and a lot of times, you never ask. So what was Roe versus Wade? Let's start there.
All right. So 1973. He gets okay. So we have to go back to 1973 because that's when the decision came down. But I want to highlight a couple of things that are really important, and I think a lot of your listeners and especially a lot of younger people don't realize how short and recent this history is. It was 1974 when women received the right to have a credit card or a checking account in their name. Prior to that, it was only for men. Your husband, sometimes your brother, was the person that was responsible for your financial decisions. And in our recent history, your husband was responsible for your health care decisions. The doctors didn't talk to you if you needed a hysterectomy or anything. They talked to your husband. So 1973, there's a case that Roe comes out of Texas, which is kind of where we are again today, some 50 odd years later. And
that's because Texas hasn't changed one bit.
Well, Texas they haven't, and they played the long game here. They passed, more or less, an abortion ban, and Roe overturned that ban and actually gave reproductive choice to every woman birthing people across the country. And for 50 odd years, it's been the law of the land. And I want to clarify, it is still the law of the land today, except for Texas. It is still the law of the land today. And so wherever you are, certainly in Illinois, we have access to full birthing services, including abortion care access if it's needed.
Okay. So why is this overturning or this change, and what actually are they overturning? What if this law is overturned or repealed? I'm not exactly sure what it is, but whatever it is, what is the effect that it will have, tangibly?
Right. So effectively, what it seemed the justices are doing is saying, we're going to send this back to the states. This is a decision that the state should be making. And since Texas passed its ban, over 20 states have also created bans. They're called trigger laws, basically, which means as soon as Roe is struck down, then all of these states will have these anti-bans that go into effect. And there have been a series of additional laws that people have put on the books. For an example, in Missouri, they passed a law that said if a woman has an ectopic pregnancy, and we're going to be talking about some sensitive stuff here, so brothers, if y'all don't know the stuff about the women that you love, then listen up. So if a woman has an ectopic pregnancy, that's a pregnancy in your fallopian tubes, which is not a viable pregnancy and is actually life-threatening. But if you do anything about that in Missouri, then you will be charged with performing an abortion. And so effectively, what will happen is obviously sending a chilling effect, and in many states, it will become illegal for a woman to have access to abortion services. And why that matters, and I'm going to say why it matters for all women, but particularly why it matters for Black women. Even in states, so Illinois is a pro-choice state. We have laws that have protected a woman's access to reproductive services. But even in Illinois and across the country, Black women face higher death rates from pregnancy-related complications or pregnancy itself. And because of that, there are many reasons why a person would choose not to carry a child to full-term birth. Okay. Lots of reasons. And when you have a maternal health care system in the United States, even looking at CDC data and looking across the country, when you have that system that is already has negative consequences for Black women, then it's an additional health concern that is not being addressed with just this strike down prohibition in the leaked opinion.
So now my question becomes, if this happens, what does that mean for the states like Illinois? I read a report that said Illinois should brace for between 20 to 30,000 people to come into town annually. Where I got in trouble was that I asked, would that become an industry surrounding it?
Right.
And so I guess my question is, how will states, is that a marketable thing? And I don't mean it, so I'm not going back into the, hey, but are we going to put ourselves as a welcoming state for women? And I guess, and then the other part that where I think I got questioned was that, and this is where it went. The mayor said that she was going to allocate $500,000 to pay for transportation and lodging surrounding this, and I was just kind of flabbergasted. And then you told me kind of about it, and that's why I was like, wait, what? Huh? So talk to me about, first of all, state funds being used to provide I guess I would call it wraparound support services for, and what's the proper term for it? You know, like here's what I don't want to do. I don't want to be negatively referring to women's reproductive rights, if that's the correct way to say it, but I feel like that's a whole range of things. Right. How do you refer to this without being offensive now?
Healthcare.
Women's healthcare.
Yes.
Okay.
That's it. I can't speak to the full specificity of what the how the $500,000 will be spent. I was at the press conference, and so just to say up front that the Chicago Department of Public Health, the Illinois Department of Public Health, access to abortion and other services is healthcare. It is women's healthcare, and people of different genders receive reproductive health care because an individual gets to say how they prefer to be identified. And so because of that, their health care is available and accessible to all.
So my question is, if you have... Okay. So my question becomes, if you can choose, but why, if you don't have the anatomy to take, and
well, you have to have a uterus.
Okay, got it. All right. So first of all, I want to open up the lines because I would like to give you the opportunity to talk. I would like for women to feel free to call in. I would like to create a safe environment to share, right? Fellas, if you call in with the BS today, I'm just not going for it because I do think that there's an important thing that's happening here. And I'm not exactly sure how I feel about I understand the need for wraparound services, and I feel like I understand why organizations like yourself could raise money for it. I don't know that I have completely grasped why taxpayer dollars would be used, but when you put it in the space of healthcare, then I guess I that makes a lot of sense. But I want to talk a little bit more about it. Give us a call.
Let me tell you something.
Hold on. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Go ahead, Todd.
And this isn't from my Catholic views. It's just what I think I've learned through the years is that the Republicans have been put in a box where to be Republican, there's a litmus test, and part of that is you have to be pro-life. And I think that's probably started either with Nixon or Reagan, but either one, they're pretty much the same guy to me. And there has been a push for decades to bring back what we used to call devolution. That's where the federal government gives up certain power and says, okay, states' rights. States, you can do whatever you want. So that's affected us in education, where they've completely gutted affirmative action, I say. And I'm not surprised that they are planning to do the same thing. You know, when the Supreme Court justices go through nowadays, they ask them everything under the sun. And what you learn is people say whatever they want. You can't actually trust anybody.
I think though that the justice because they did say that they would not overturn Roe v. Wade.
Yes.
I want to talk about that too, and I want to talk about the political ramifications of something like this, and how serious is this?
It's
like how serious? I know my wife was like, we need to go visit Canada, and she was dead serious. And I want to know what other kind of laws this will trigger, because there seems to be we got into the slavery component of why women could not, and it was kind of deep. And I want to get back to that in control, that component of this, because I think it would be meaningful for my audience. But I do want to talk about, like, I never really looked at it from the perspective of control of your body. So let's talk about that. And is there a time when maybe you gotta, I don't want to say live with the consequence. Is there a compromise here? Is there somewhere in between that we can come to? Now, I also got to tell you, this whole thing about states' rights, like, the thing that concerns me about this is the states' rights aspect of it, because if you get to start picking which laws you get to pick, some of y'all is going to be cock-a-doodle. Oh, not. What sound does a crow make? Because Jim will be back. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. We have Felicia Davis Blakely in the building, talking to us about women's reproductive health care.
Thank you.
And what we need to know, what we need to understand about this potential overturning of Roe v. Wade. Look, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back.
The Maze Jackson Show will be back after this break.
It's official West Suburbs and Chicagoland area. The Naperville Soul Fest is back, featuring a live performance by Avery Sunshine and Carl Thomas on Friday, June 3rd, and Kindred the Family Soul, Selena Johnson, and Riis. On stage Saturday, June 4th at Naper Settlement, located at 523 South Weber Street in downtown Naperville. If you missed the last Naperville Soul Fest, you don't want to miss this one. Get your discounted tickets on Eventbrite or visit NapervilleSoulFest.com for more event details. For vendor opportunities with access to over 7,000 attendees, text 630-202-6431. That's 630-202-6431. Spend your first weekend in June at the Naperville Soul Fest with Avery Sunshine Friday, June 3rd, and Kindred the Family Soul on Saturday, June 4th. Check out NapervilleSoulFest.com for more information.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of the Maze Jackson Show, and I don't know if you've heard the news, but we're moving to the afternoons.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That's right. After 5 years of doing the mornings, we're moving to 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So don't worry. we're still going to ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
You sure looking good tonight, baby. I just wanna, oh baby, I just wanna make sweet love to you tonight, baby. Come on, if you don't mind, you know. Whoa. Let me tell you. Hey there, sexy lady of my dreams. Can I have you here with me? I just wanna love you down. Yeah. I'm making you scream my name. Loving your body. I'll be kissing your body. And I'll be caressing your body. Oh, baby. Just come on. Loving your body. I'll be loving, feeling your body. I'm gonna touching your body all night, baby. Now I'm about to fulfill your fantasy. So come a little closer, bring your body to me. I'm trying to take my time, I won't rush at all, 'cause you deserve the best. I'm gonna love, I'm gonna kissing your body until the morning comes. Caressing your body, oh baby, just come on, loving your body, and let me feeling your body, and I just wanna touching your body. If you don't mind, baby, let me love.
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis on the ones and twos, plus my man Todd Stroger. Hey man, we gonna have to.
That song's new for me. That's pretty cool though.
Hey man, you gotta watch Riis, man. Keep an eye on Riis. Riis around here.
You talking about the woman's body? So I thought your
see,
body.
look, Riis.
No, I'm just
Riis,
saying.
see, look, you gonna get us in trouble, Riis. You gonna get us in trouble, Riis. Look, you gonna get us in trouble. Hey, Derek, you better watch. I'm telling you, watch Riis. You got to keep your eye on Riis, man. You got to watch him with the subliminals. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. I got my man Todd Stroger, and with us is Felicia Davis Blakely, and she is with the Chicago Women's Foundation.
Oh, you had it right the first time. Chicago Foundation for Women.
Now tell me about what is the Chicago Foundation for Women one more time.
Yep, we're a community foundation. We raise money every day, and we invest those dollars in organizations that are supporting women and girls across the region. Last year, we gave $3.2 million in grants to organizations. We're home to a Southside Giving Circle, Willie's Warrior. Reverend Willie Barrow left an estate gift, and the foundation is the recipient. And so we're on a Black Women's Leadership Program, and they're all Warrior Sisters, so Willie's Warriors. And then we do a host of other women's leadership development programs. But the areas that we invest in are healthcare. Access to healthcare information, freedom from gender-based violence, as well as economic security and opportunity across the region.
Okay. So you're a boss. You're a women's boss.
Yeah, well, I mean.
But you're a boss in the world of bosses. So you be at those meetings, don't you? Like when they be like, it's time to convene the power brokers of Chicago. They be like, someone, can I start the meeting without Felicia?
I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes I'm in the room where it happens. Sometimes I'm not.
She used to make the room, y'all. Now she be like, you got to leave. That's okay. Stop. All right, y'all. Shout out to my man Israel, who is probably tuned in right now, hanging out with us at the Soho House. That was funny. That was actually, it was wonderful to see. You know what I'm saying? Like to see everybody reuniting as we ascend this ladder. So let me go back. Because one of the things that you did when we were sitting at having our conversation was you took this back to slavery times and the slave woman and the role of the abortion. And it was kind of like graphically sad, but I want you to just go back and make that connection because you did talk about our sisters back in the day not
having bodily autonomy, not having control of their own bodies, and that's where we are today. So during slavery, it was illegal because if I'm a slave and the birth of my child was not my child, that was property of the slave owner, and that was monetized and it was worth a lot of money. And so, of course, if I tried to do anything to stop that pregnancy or to prevent that pregnancy, I was punished for it. And so this notion of someone else controlling your body, having access to your body, or monetizing it in some way has been around for a very long time. And so I'm here to say that I trust women, period, full stop. Women should have bodily autonomy. They should be able to say when and where and how and if they want to become parents. Full stop.
Okay, there it is. I like when people be like, full stop. Like, full stop. I'll be like, well, how do you, was it a rolling stop? Okay, I'm sorry.
You get a ticket.
Pardon me.
Okay.
That, though, actually put me in a space, and I was thinking, and then I think you told me about women's health care, and sometimes they had only a few hours to have a baby and then be back out in the field working. And so let me ask another question, and then I'm going to go to the phone line.
But I can't believe you didn't know that part.
You know, I will tell you that it's common sense. I think there's so much stuff that you got to get through with slavery that you do some things you just don't even get to.
I get
you. Be like when it came the reality that Sally Jennings was chained to the father of the country, and she's chained to his bed in the closet. It's like, yeah, she probably did want to not keep. Like, they make it like she celebrated having all of these 14 children. How many times did she really want to have those? So I think that the brutality of slavery, I never even got that far down just because I just was like, it was terrible. I'm gonna open up the phone. Oh, let me go back to this one issue that I know comes up often in the black community when it comes to the issue of abortions, particularly with Planned Parenthood, and Margaret Sangster, and the concept of her being a eugenist and really wanting to, this being a opportunity to exterminate black people or exterminate the race. Was she a eugenist? Did she mean us any good? And how does a organization like that, if that is the case, get away from its roots to still be a good, positive force in our community?
Well, I think a lot of organizations, including when you look at the Constitution and you look at the signers of the Constitution, many of them were slaveholders. So if by that example, this country has some difficulties that we've had to acknowledge. And,
good point.
And lots of organizations over their history have had times when they've had to own up to their impact, their negative impact, and many of them have been called to account for that. And so the evidence says that she was, so I'm not going to debate that point, but the question is, what I know of Planned Parenthood today is that many people, including, my teenage self and a lot of my friends, that's where you first got your gynecological health exams, and there's a lot. Can I say that word?
You can. Just
I know
give
you
me
blinked.
A warning.
I know.
No, I'm not blinking. You can't. Just give me the sign so I can be like. Go ahead. No, that's why the camera.
Yeah, but because they do a lot of it's healthcare, and so there is a lot that they actually provide in teaching young people about their bodies. I mean, a story from my personal life. My daughter had a friend, and something happened between the friend and a boy, and my daughter said, "You've been raped. This thing that happened to you is not right, and we should go someplace to have you looked at." And they went to Planned Parenthood. So there's a lot of good that happens, even when things have started out kind of shaky.
Okay. I'm going to go to the phone lines. And women, I'm going to open up the floor to you for your calls. We are talking to Felicia Blakely. She is the president and CEO of the Chicago Foundation for Women. And we're talking about the impacts and the potential effects of Roe v. Wade and women's health care. Last week we had a really robust conversation that may have gotten a little bit too desensitized, I'll say. Maybe I got a little bit creative because I read the headline, 30,000 people influx. Immediately, my marketing mind went to thinking, and maybe I got a little bit too far, but I think after having the whooping session, after being taken to the woodshed, I thought it was a great opportunity for us to get some understanding, because I do think that a lot of people called in, and I was kind of shocked at some of the calls that we got from the fellas, even though I have been on occasion known to tell women that if they like the kitchen, well, not ask about the shoes sometimes, but
we neighbor two states, Missouri and Indiana, which are practically slave states. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a tremendous rush to get over the border to Illinois to do things.
So,
well, there already has been. It's just been a chilling effect of what's been happening across the country. And so, if you look at Illinois, Michigan, Indiana, Missouri, Iowa will likely not have access to reproductive choice. Wisconsin, did I skip Memphis?
Kentucky.
I keep going. Kentucky. And so basically the state of Illinois becomes a beacon of access for women in a lot of those states. And so they've already been coming. And so, reproductive justice, I'll say this again, is a women's health issue, and it's much more than just abortion. And there are a lot of things that go along with that. But when you start closing down clinics that, oh, by the way, they provide abortion services, you also close clinics that are providing pap smears and other gynecological exams and things that women need for health care. So it's not something that we should take lightly, because if we look at the health disparities as they exist for Black and brown communities and Black and brown women, we already see this huge gap, and that gap will only get bigger with the fewer providers that are available to help these women.
Give us a call, 872-259-7474. You are talking to Felicia Blakely. She is the president and CEO of the Chicago Foundation for Women. Riis, we got somebody on the line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. How you feeling today? Tell us who you are and what's your question?
My question, hi, my name is Kellen Bassett, and I want to know for you, all three of y'all, if abortion was legal from 1973 to now, how many black babies got aborted from 1973 to now?
I don't think we keep a count on that. Tell me what the gist of the question is, sir.
Well, how many babies got aborted from 1973 to 2022? How many? Could you get an estimate on that?
We don't know that answer. Do you? Google it. Call us back and let us know. Callan, let us know, right? I wanted you to get to your point, though, and I would hope that.
But still, amazed. Margaret Sanger, eugenics, killed Negroes like weeds, and we should have nothing to do with Planned Parenthood, period. Because back in the 30s, if Planned Parenthood was there, they would have exterminated more black babies then than they would have did now. So,
thanks, Callan. I'm gonna let
Margaret Sanger head away.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna let Felicia.
This isn't about Planned Parenthood. Let me just be clear. This is about Black women and their choice and their ability to have productive lives, to continue to go to school. Many young women I know have dropped out of school, whether it's high school or college, because they've had an unplanned pregnancy. And also the question, it begs the question is, how often I asked Maze, I said, well, what's the brother's response to this? Because it takes a penis. I'm sorry I didn't give you the warning.
It's after we ain't got the saint, so you can go ahead.
It takes a penis to create a pregnancy. And so there are two parties involved here. And babies require a lot of financial support, baby formula, which is another story because it's running short. There's a shortage going on across the country right now. So it's about the woman's choice and about their life. And so I don't understand the question, because at the end of the day, the woman has, Margaret Sanger has been dead for a long time, and Planned Parenthood is not the only provider of these services, of reproductive services across the country.
All right, y'all.
Men procreate 365 days a year.
What do you mean?
They can
speak for yourself in the shower.
They can.
Now, how come I didn't get a warning? How come
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They have the ability, though. I mean, they could sleep with a woman a day and impregnate all of them. But women don't. They can't be pregnant 365 days in a year.
I got it, I think.
So men have a tremendous responsibility. My point.
Right. So yes, they do. So what do you say about that? Men's role and their responsibility.
Women
here?
said get a vasectomy.
I have a vasectomy, so I'm.
Okay, so let's just have a warning. Can we get a flag around here? Can we just be like the high sign? Look, man.
It's not as bad as you think.
Speak for yourself. All right.
I've had more than one surgery. That one was nothing.
Oh, goodness. All right, y'all. Let's go to the live line. Caller, you on the Maze Jackson Show. Hello? Caller, you there?
I'm here. It just beats. Maze is Janessa.
Hey, what your name is? What's up, sis? You know, okay, I'm gonna need my shirt for Friday, right? So I'm gonna have me a Robin.
You gotta text me about it, cause
okay, I want some.
Look, you gotta text me about it, cause Ness is terrible with like delivering messages. So just text me or call me when you get off the show.
I just want a black people shirt. Go ahead, talk to me.
Oh, you know what? That's all I got. I want to say, first of all, I am so grateful that Felicia is on the show to give an understanding as far as what is really happening and what should happen and what could happen. It is so disheartening to hear black men who I have affectionately named the One Pump crew, okay, the One Pump from EB crew, to have such a bold and strong statement on what a woman chooses to do with her body, and not thinking about the ramifications of what will happen if a woman is stuck of not having the choice of being able to have an abortion should she choose that. Because in the abortion clinic, the first thing they're saying is not saying is, oh, let's go ahead and let's do this right now. No, it's let's think about this. Is this something that you want to do? They offer you other options before that. And it's just a judgmental thing around here. And it's like, if you don't want us to have an abortion, we need to consider some vasectomies around here. And that's exactly what needs to happen, because like Felicia said, it takes two people. It takes two to tango. And if you're not ready to be a parent and I'm not ready to be a parent, then one of us needs to make a decision. And your decision is actually reversible and a lot cheaper and a lot less stressful on the body. So let's do that instead. And the pointing the fingers is the reason why women are walking around here angry as hell right now. Because if we can't talk to our own men about what's the choice, then who else do we have to talk to and depend on? That's all I got to say. I love y'all.
Hey, we love you back. That is Janessa, what your name is.
You know, what you really said. And
you going to let the woman talk. Could you let the woman talk first, please?
Yeah,
Janessa, thank you.
Ty.
He's going to mansplain over
No, I'm
me.
not going to mansplain.
Okay.
You should listen to what I have to say, because it may actually be the same thing you think that what she said that was important as a man, because I'm a man, heard, is that, during the years, there's been a fight, and it's not just about abortion. It's about talking about anything that has to do with reproduction and what women can do. And, well, no one wants to talk about what men can do, because men kind of control things. So they never want to hear what we can do. And it's not just, you can't tell a woman, yeah, you can have an abortion, come here. You can't tell them anything about their body. And the conservatives have been fighting to make sure that people are just ignorant. That's just all I had to say.
Okay. So you stopped us for this? You stopped us for that? I'm sorry.
That's actually part of the conservative problem that I see, as I see it, is they have grabbed the reins and decided that the more ignorant we are, the better off we are.
So, Janessa, thank you for calling in and for raising that point. I asked Maze, I said to Maze, how many songs, and maybe Riis gonna play some, how many songs?
Nah, he got a whole nother agenda. Let's
how
stop.
many songs are there about what happens when a woman gets pregnant, or she says she's late, or she missed her period? How many movies have we seen this? And then on the other side of it, if you have to have a child, or if you're forced to have a child, that child needs to be taken care of, which would also involve conversations around support, including child support for a sad child. And I know, because I have a lot of dear male friends who this is that by itself is a contentious conversation to begin with. And so all of this is wrapped up in a lot of emotion. And I want to say this clearly. The decision to have an abortion is a very, sometimes very painful decision. There is a lot that goes into it. The operation itself, because it is an operation, so let's be clear, because I know that.
So yeah,
Brother Mays was like, "Oh, it's a spa treatment or something." No, it is an actual surgical procedure that a woman has to endure, and she is out of commission perhaps for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, just as if she had given birth to a live baby. And it involves medication she has to take and so forth. She may or may not be able to work, and then there's risk of infection, all types of things. And these are the things that happen when people take it into their own hands to try to, if they can't have access to safe medical services, then they do things to themselves that can cause death. And so it's life and death on either side. Taking a baby to full term, there are lots of complications in pregnancy. And having an abortion, there are lots of complications there. So it's not a decision that is entered into lightly.
So, and that is where I want, because I think this is another great segue. We talked about the billboard, right? Because I thought that I had gotten a little bit. So I'm going to flip to the billboard. I'm going to show it to you, because it said that abortion is self-care, and it seemed like it was being marketed towards black women. As I was using it as my aha moment, you then reminded me that another Black Power Chicago woman had already addressed the issue, Natalie Moore.
She's her new book.
Tell me about like that whole thing. Please.
So the billboard that Mays is talking about, and he inspired it, but it predates him. The message that I'm not defending that billboard. I think they were trying to say, let's not stigmatize women. Let's create space so that black women can make their own decisions. So let's trust women to make their own decisions. And when the billboard came up, it had a lot of critique, a lot of criticism. People were fired up over that. Our dear friend Natalie Moore has written a book play, and it's called The Billboard, and it talks about this and other issues related to accessing reproductive justice. And, it's Chicago Foundation for Women. We're looking forward to working with Natalie on some events related to this as a form of education, awareness for the community.
We'd like to, when y'all do that, we'd like to participate. We'd like to actually have Natalie on to maybe come on as the author to tell us about the play as the playwright. And then we'd like to maybe figure out a way to get some of our listeners the opportunity to go. I'd like to get some men to go as well as some women to go. Maybe we can make it a Lion's Den outing. I got to hit on one more thing that I don't know that we got to, which is I was watching the women's marches this weekend. And as I was watching the women's marches from this weekend, I saw billboards, and it was a whole bunch of non-black people standing by all these signs that said "Black women lives matter," "Black women, Black women, Black women," and it seems as though sometimes we are, again, as I said before, the tip of the spear for things. Talk to me about how do we not make sure we're not at the back of the line like back in the day with Susan B. Anthony when these things happened before, because I do think that we are often the poster child and, again, at the forefront. And I'm not going to lie, because I think that a lot of the issues, if they impact white folks, then they probably impact us 3 times or 4 times more. But I also feel like sometimes we are put in the forefront. How do we make sure that we're not just leveraged in this?
Well, so for me, this is an issue for black women, and I will say that black women have been a part of every movement, including the right to vote, suffragist, the civil rights movement, and not always recognized. There has not been a movement in this country for social justice that black women have not taken a leadership position in. And the reason being, well, for many of my friends and for me, this is about liberty. And this is about making sure that I'm not on the menu, because if I'm not at the table, then I'm on the menu. And so for the Black women, this is about their own liberation. And so often Black women are taking the lead because we're pushing for our own liberation, and we're trying to bring everybody else with us to make the choices, to change the laws that actually benefit everyone. But as you said, we know that our community receives the brunt of those things. And so I did see some coverage, and I did see some Black women, who talked about, critiqued this, what's going on, but it requires all of us. And I hope, one of the things that we've been talking about at CFW is we can never have another movement where any of our sisters are left behind, and let the past lessons, be a prologue for us to know that moving forward, it does require all of us. Because the reality is, honestly, Maze, wealthy white women have always had access to safe abortions. We are the people, Black and brown women were the ones who were in back alley abortions and getting their bodies butchered at much higher numbers. And so if this happens, those are the people that, I'm primarily concerned about, because they're, access to healthcare is already challenged. If we looked at what's going on in Black and brown communities as far as the number of just general health clinics, if we look at the number of birthing centers, those types of things. And so this is, to put a finer point on it, this is a life or death issue, particularly for women in Black and brown communities.
Bam. Now, you know me. My number one priority is Black people. And to our audience, I think we need to make sure that we're on the right side of this issue. I'm going to say that I trust the women in my life to make the best decisions with their bodies. And I do think that I'm just going to tell y'all seen Handmaid's Tale. Them red dresses going to be going to Black people first. So I just want y'all to pay attention. I do think this is a real thing. And I also think the other thing that I don't think is should be underplayed, as I was listening to the conversations on the national news programs, is this shortage of formula, and how it will work into this narrative of life, right? And how it can be used. When that lady was on the thing saying, women, you owe it to us to provide us breast milk, right? I want to save the kids, but I was just thinking, does that become a farm? How does this work? Because you talk about wealthy white women. We've always been.
Well, Black women have been wet nurses before to other people's children. They weren't even allowed to feed their own children with their breast milk.
So on that note, right? Ladies and gentlemen, men and women, this is a real issue. I think we got to have some real meaningful conversations as we continue to do this. So Felicia, I think what I'd like to do is see if there's a way that when we have these women's issues, that you can, if there's something you got going on and it's happening, let us know. If there are things that are happening that we need to know, or if you listen, you be like, bro, yay!
I got to give a shout out to your sister Tennille, because she was holding it down, cringing, she said, because
hey. It's a cringing. But okay.
Cringing.
Yes. So I'm gonna say this. Thank you for taking out. Thank you for being our first guest in a new time slot.
Oh, thank you for having me.
It is. This was a pleasant conversation. You know what? I got to get Derek too, though. I know you talking in your boss voice, and I'm not supposed to talk to his wife about the business. But somewhere in this space, man, what I do appreciate about both of y'all, right, is I appreciate y'all like husband and, like everybody always gotta be tough. Like I know you like the women thing, but it was like a pleasant surprise to look at the pictures and be like, look at the people being happy in the world.
Black love is important.
That's what I'm talking about. So let's not forget that as well. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson Show. We gotta take a quick break. When we come back, it's the dang man, is it 5 o'clock already? We only got an hour left, and we gotta talk about downtown. Let me ask you a question. Yep, let me ask you real quick. Wait. When you was like the boss, like when you was public safety, what you done about these kids downtown? Real quick, just give me one sentence.
There's only one mayor at a time.
That's true.
That's it. There's only one mayor at a time. Right. That's all I got to say.
Okay, I'm gonna let that be. Oh, look at that. All right, y'all know. It's the Mace Jackson Show. We'll be back after these messages. Felicia, thanks for being with us today. It's been great. We'll be back after these messages.
Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
WBGX. TBPM.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of The Maze Jackson Show. And I don't know if you've heard the news, but we're moving to the afternoons.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
That's right. After 5 years of doing the mornings, we're moving to 3 to 6 every day, Monday through Friday, on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. So don't worry. We're still going to ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said. It's the Maze Jackson Show every day, Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't miss it.
It's official West Suburbs and Chicagoland area. The Naperville Soul Fest is back, featuring a live performance by Avery Sunshine and Carl Thomas on Friday, June 3rd, and Kindred the Family Soul, Selena Johnson, and Riis. On stage Saturday, June 4th at Naper Settlement, located at 523 South Weber Street in downtown Naperville. If you missed the last Naperville Soul Fest, you don't want to miss this one. Get your discounted tickets on Eventbrite or visit NapervilleSoulFest.com for more event details. For vendor opportunities with access to over 7,000 attendees, text 630-202-6431. That's 630-202-6431. Spend your first weekend in June at the Naperville Soul Fest with Avery Sunshine Friday, June 3rd, and Kindred the Family Soul on Saturday, June 4th. Check out NapervilleSoulFest.com for more information.
Maze Jackson.
What's up, Chicago? This is your man, Maze Jackson, host of The Maze Jackson Show. You hear me every single day ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Well, finally, y'all, we've got an answer, and it's called the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth, Unit 17E. That's in the mall at the 55th and the Dan Ryan. And you join us every Saturday where we are taking our politics black. We'll teach you everything you need to know about the game, from how to collect a petition, to how to knock on a door, to even how to become the next mayor of the city of Chicago. That's right, y'all. It is the Black People First Party. Meet us every Saturday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at TP, located at 5401 South Wentworth in the mall at 55th and the Dan Ryan. And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. Maze said. This is a black people thing you wouldn't even understand.
Maze Jackson.
Yeah. Ruthie Mo. Riis the ruler. Maze Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demand it. So go on, make my payments high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Look, hey, check it out. First drug lord was President Nixon. Oval Office was the trap house where he was tipping. Got the drugs from Nicaragua and gave us crack. Declared war on blacks. Man, tell him to cut the check and tried to make it seem like a revolution. CIA was the corner boys for distribution. We could tear this country in half for retribution. But I'd rather get some restitution, so tell him to cut the check. John Singleton, man, he already told y'all. He broke it down for you when he made Snowfall. They locked us all up and created whole laws. So send a message like a cold call. Tell them to cut the check. Look, we built this city. We built this city back. Put this country together and gave him hella aid. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears. Over 400 years. Been punching the clock, but yeah, we still ain't got paid. Look, they paying the immigrants. They paid the Jews. Executive orders, man, they made the rules. I want my 40 acres, you can save the mule. Cause as of right now, we getting played for the fool. Look, for sterilization, Tuskegee experiment, Rosewood, Japanese internment. Come on, was all paid out from the government. We waiting on our turn, we definitely earned it. So make my payment high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no SBA loans, just run the bread, make it high. Tell the government to cut them reparations, make them high. Not no stimulus checks, just run the bread, make it high. Yeah, Ruthie Mo, Riis the ruler. May Jackson. This is the reparations interlude. We not asking, we demanding.
Back to the Maze Jackson Show. You are listening to the most dangerous show in the morning. It's What's in It for the Black People Radio. Maze Jackson, the most vociferous advocate for black people in the world.
For Ruthie Moore, for Todd Stroger, I am the host of the Maze Jackson Show, asking every single day, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them Maze said, Mayor Lightfoot, man, we ain't accepting that. We ain't accepting that. Let's go. Yeah.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts. Man, Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. You gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. So many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA gets spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Let this give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And up the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.
Wake up, Chicago! Wake up, world. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Come on, man. DJ Riis the Rule in the building, plus Todd Stroger. How they say that? Look what the cat dragged in.
That's what they say.
Speaking of cats, what's up with the cat, dog? You still got the cat?
Yeah, man, I got to take him to the vet. He's been throwing up like every day. It's really throwing us off.
Hey, man, you got cats throwing up in your house, man. They don't throw up in your room, do it.
No, so what happens is, like he was on the bed with us the other day, and then he said, like,
throw him off? You swat him?
Right there. Well, if I get up, he'll get up. So I got up, he got up, and he threw up on the floor, and I was able to clean it up and find it.
Man, I'll fight that cat if that cat threw up on my... Man, I wish a cat would.
I'm sure he doesn't want to throw up. It looks pretty gross. I mean,
right,
man,
because what are we going to do when he throw up a mouse on your bed?
No. They don't throw up. What they do is they bring you the rest of the carcass after they bit the head off, and they give it to you like, hey, look what I got. Good job, huh? You can have some.
Like, no thanks.
Yeah. Mostly we say no thanks.
Cats are
mostly.
Cats are killers, man. Like, you ever seen them cat cameras at night? Them cats is ruthless, man.
Oh yes, if they were tigers, they eat us. I mean, they're just small.
All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man DJ Riis the Rule in the building, as well as Todd Stroger. We just had Felicia Davis Blakely. Did you see how Riis was doing with that music? Derek gonna come
I'm
up
not
here
saying
like,
nothing.
Derek gonna come up here like Reese like, hold on, no, you're not. Anyway, we gotta get Derek on the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, you know, I feel like Derek is kind of like I feel like he's kind of conservative. Is it me? Like when I read his comments, he's like, "What you mean they could? There's plenty of you mean they can't go swimming? Hey, you know black people can't swim, dog." I'm just playing. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show.
He's a Chatham conservative. They're different.
Hey man, Chatham conservatives are. Hey man, y'all know how y'all are. Chatham conservatives. Chatham conservatives be. Get off my lawn.
Yeah, right.
You better not be on my lawn. Chatham conservatives is down south black people.
Yes.
Like, hey homie, don't step on the lawn. Do not step on the lawn. I still think that Chatham is like. I remember when my ultimate goal was to live in Chatham.
And you never did it, huh? No, you bypassed Chatham. You went to Beverly.
Not. So I felt like Chatham could be the Black Beverly, right? Like I feel like, yeah, man, I would have lived in Chatham.
Oh yeah.
Like Beverly is like, but now you know, Chatham, y'all. What you Chatham? You Avalon Park? What are you?
Yeah, I'm Avalon.
Oh, okay. You Marynut? Marynut?
No.
That's the bougie black people who had a subdivision.
It's like it's supposed to be suburbs in the city.
Yep. Then that's where Marynut 2 is.
What?
There's a Marynut 2.
Where's that?
On 83rd Street. In
Oh,
18th Ward. I mean, not 83rd on Kedzie. It's like a whole, like the neighborhood,
really?
all these old houses, and they got like all the rich people houses.
Oh.
Maybe like, they got like, they
That's
look
too
like
too far west for me to know.
Straight suburbs. Straight suburban. It's like, y'all built the suburb, and then was like, oh, we really aren't. And then I bet if they could put a gate up, they'll put a gate up.
They put a gate
They
up.
would. I'd be like, come on, man.
I
Y'all
can
putting a gate up.
Imagine that.
Okay. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We are doing the evenings from 3 to 6 now every day. So y'all check us out, man. You tell your friends where they can find us. How we doing? Getting our thing on. Riis, Todd. It's time we move on. I want to talk about the Buffalo Black mass shooting. 18-year-old white male Peyton S. Gendron drove 200 miles where he staked out a position and in Buffalo, New York, upstate New York, where he did the research. Check this out. He did the research and found the zip code. He chose the store, Tops, the store because, Todd, it had the largest black population. Zip code was 78% black. He live streamed the attack on Twitch as he emerged from the car and began shooting. Now, people have offered to send me the video, and I just don't want to see it.
I don't blame you.
I don't want to see it. 11 of the 13 people were shot, were black, 10 dead, ages 20 to 86. Said a retired police officer, he jumped out of the car shooting. Ness said on the video, he saw a white person who said, please no. And he said, I'm sorry, wrong person. And let him go. Like he said, this was on the video. He goes in, he kills people in the grocery store as well as people outside of the grocery store. After the killing spree, he kneeled on the ground, removed his body armor, and was taken into custody. Todd? I feel a certain way. And I feel like I feel like we've been here before. Riis, I want you to do me a solid, and I want you to switch over. And I want to remind y'all of something. Because I want to know, what are we going to do? The last time something like this happened, did you switch me over audio? What are we going to do? This is what happened.
Make sure you mute all the other sound in the back first.
Did you switch me over audio?
Amazing.
What are we going to do? This is what happened.
Make sure you mute all the other sound in the back first.
Hold on. Did you switch me over audio?
Amazing.
This is what happened.
Make sure you mute all the other sound in the back first.
Uh-oh. I just messed up. Hold on. Did you switch me over audio?
Amazing grace.
This is what happened.
Make sure you mute all the other sound in the back first.
Uh-oh. I just messed up. Hold on.
Well, I keep repeating. Why I keep repeating?
Amazing grace. Amazing grace. How sweet the sound.
Are we going again?
That
Is this going to be enough?
I feel like crying.
Clementa Picnic found that grace. Cynthia Hurd found that grace. Susie Jackson found that grace. Ethel Lance found that grace. The Payne Middleton doctor found that grace. Tywanza Sanders found that grace. Daniel L. Simmons Sr. found that grace. Sharonda Coleman Singleton found that grace. Myra Thompson found that grace. Through the example of their lives, they've now passed it on to us. May we find ourselves worthy of that precious and extraordinary gift as long as our lives endure. May grace now lead them home. May God continue to shed his grace on the United States of America.
Gotta ask you. We went for that last time. Are we going again? This is one of those cases where I feel like you got to nip it in the bud. And I don't know that you can. We have seen black people slain and now it is sport. Todd, this young man wrote a 187-page manifesto about ending killing black people. He was a previous threat, identified as a previous threat in high school. How do we protect ourselves?
It's hard to protect yourself from crazy people.
But
shouldn't he get the? Isn't there a federal death penalty?
I don't know.
I'd like to see things like that. Like that.
Well, federal death penalty, maybe, but again, we suspend. Remember, Donald Trump unsuspended it. We didn't. I mean, so I don't think Joe Biden's going to go back to the death penalty. But I guess my question is, how do we respond? Like, what's our expectation? Should we be waiting for someone to protect us, someone to save us? This, I'm be honest with you. This has been weighing on me way more than any black issue that I could possibly have. And I was thinking about hate and all of it, reflecting on everything that has happened over the last week or so.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, like, when we start hurling words around, and it's important because this is real hate.
Oh, that's real hate.
This is the stuff that people play with. You can't play with this. So now my question is, first of all, I guess I must ask, have we heard any of our allies issue any statements? Who are our allies? Who are the black allies right now?
Well, there's the real question.
Who are the black allies right now? Who are the ones that are standing up right now with and in solidarity with black people? And then, I want to be clear. Because we know who's standing in solidarity with black people. Tell me.
No, that's a good question.
Where is that national outrage? Where is the anti-hate? Where is the outrage? Where are the people that are standing in solidarity with black people across the country?
Should be at every major city.
Where are the people that are standing up saying this is wrong? Where are the people linked up in arms with us walking down the street saying we can't allow this? Where is it? Where is it? And then my question becomes, how do we protect ourselves? Because there's clearly nobody that's protecting us. This dude went to jail. He appeared in court. After killing everybody, he took off his tactical gear, killed the guy. He had on armor, body armor. Took it off, put his hands up, and now is going to jail. I don't know. Did you think they stopped to get him a whopper?
A whopper or something, yeah.
But how does he make it to jail? Now I want to put in context that at the same time, remember last week in Romeoville, the black man who was robbing the bank because he was having a mental health issue, he let everybody out. Remember they interviewed all the people and they was like, he was such a nice man. He didn't want to hurt anybody. He told us all we weren't. He just said that he wanted to die and they killed him. And he didn't have no weapon. He surrendered. He's dead. In Romeoville, Illinois.
Yeah.
Where was the outrage? Where's the outrage? Who's in the march? Who's walking with us? Who is issuing statements talking about how this was wrong? Who is standing with black people in solidarity right now at one of the greatest mass killings of black people in this country? Who? Where? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Somebody is up. Is that you?
No,
I know
my phone's off, I think.
Who's with us? Oh, it's okay. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. How do we protect ourselves? Hey, Todd, my concealed carry came in the mail. And I'm here to tell you, I'm all about it.
I don't think that's I don't call that like a long term solution. That's not really the term I'm trying to say. But
just like Ness said, you wouldn't have been able to stop that.
Yeah, right. This is so deeper, and I wonder if this guy was on the internet.
Yeah, but they said he was and they said this is the fear that they have not. He also said he was he did it on live stream because he said he knew people would be cheering him on.
Yeah, these people tend to talk about doing crazy stuff with other people. People give them suggestions. and the government might monitor it a little bit, but it can go on for years. They never know if they're actually going to do anything. And, when they do something crazy, it's like, dang, we didn't know you were going to do that. So I don't know how do we get ahead of it.
Y'all remember the barbecue? Remember the tailgate? And the guys walked up and wanted to eat.
Oh, yeah, right.
You laughing. You laughing.
You said no, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And who was our team was like, oh, y'all come on, be safe, be cool. Now, what you doing over here? What you do? Now, here's my point. Remember when I told you when Father Flair was marching on the Dan Ryan?
Right.
And I saw the white guys with the earpieces and the whole thing and dressed military. And then the cop was like moving around and I saw his shoes.
Mm-hmm.
See, I feel like it couldn't happen to us. Our altruism. Like when you be walking down the street, remember how, what's my man who was running through Georgia? Can't think of his name right now.
Aubrey.
Yeah.
No.
Arbery.
And he was from Alabama.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
Right? What you doing in our neighborhood? Somebody come in our neighborhood, we be like, hey, come on, get you a plate. No, seriously.
We're welcoming people.
And then those same people that eat a plate, who you allowed to enter your space, be the first ones to throw you. I'm just saying. Black people, when we see people who are not with us, we be like, come on in, get you a plate. Come, welcome to the church, and we forgive you. Like there should there be a? So the way it's going to be approached is black people should be running around here talking about we should have a forgiveness. Are we going to have a prayer circle? Are we going to have a unity meeting with everybody and say, let's all hold hands?
Wow, I'm not forgiving him from over here. You know what they say about religion is the opiate for the masses. No, there's got to be some old school God struck you down type of thing going on here.
What you mean?
The Old Testament Bible, God is very
vengeful.
Thank you. yeah. He took. You couldn't do anything without him saying, "Let me just smack you." Yeah. We there should be more of an outcry and what's going on here, and even talking about how all this organized stuff is going on. And how it relates to the elections and all that kind of stuff. I mean, there's a correlation to these people feeling that, okay, now's our time.
They probably got me for the Obama. They probably took us down for the Obama on the
for him singing.
Mm-hmm. All right, y'all, it's the Maze Jackson Show. Give us a call, 872-259-74. Actually, we're gonna take a quick break. Let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we'll take this. We'll take this call. We'll be right back after these messages. Let me check Facebook out.
He probably copyrighted himself.
Come on, man. Oh, you got you. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. We're doing our thing. We'll be right back after these messages. After this, we'll be right back.
The Maze Jackson Show. We'll be back after this break.
Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Wake up in the morning with the frown on my face, 'cause I know it's another day that I gotta face now. For people I don't wanna see, working at a job that I don't wanna be, breaking my back to the bone with nothing to show. But I got dreams and goals, but as soon as I clock in, I'm ready to go. So there's one thing I gotta know: why money ain't free? Why money ain't free? Why can't you just give it to me? Give it to me. I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Can't you just give it? Why can't you just give it? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free? Working in that 9 to 5, got you and they just keep coming. Working overtime, but my pockets ain't flooding. Yeah, my funds low. Adult life is gay. Why money ain't free? Why it ain't free? Why can't you just give it? Why can't they just give it to me? I don't wanna work for nobody. I'd rather keep doing me. Why money ain't free?
You are listening to the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, Todd Stroger. They try to get us on Facebook. I think it was President Obama, man.
Yeah, he probably owns the rights to everything.
I'm gonna say because we were just on.
Yeah, they took us all the way down, but you know they went to YouTube. And come on back, y'all. Facebook Live, YouTube, it's all good. I feel you. We doing it. Todd, you gonna have to turn your thing off of these vibrating on my table, man. You make us think it's
that was
week.
my phone going off.
It's week
It likes to
304
tell me.
Wednesday, right? You be like, then next thing they think that's toy around here. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful. Remember, on Wednesdays.
That was over my head.
You had to watch Week 304 Wednesdays to understand that. It's like he got the rose.
We gotta
The
have
rose
Todd
phone.
on that. Todd got the perfect.
No,
he got
we
the
can-
perfect story about the shower. Todd got the perfect story.
Snip tails. No, we can't do it. We cannot do snip tails. All right, y'all. It's the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. Got my man, DJ Riis the Ruler. Todd Stroger sitting in with us today. Todd, are you planning on coming back? What's your plan, man? Let me tell you, don't be thinking like you. I'm gonna just tell you this, dog. Because you know, I don't be doing this whole mosey in when you want to. Ruthie done got everybody confused. Right? She be coming in on 2 days a week. I'm not for this whole, y'all be having me off my square with this, so we're gonna have to figure out what we're gonna do. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go back to this Black Buffalo shooter. Riis. A lot of hate in there. A lot of hate on display being spewed. All things considered, I would expect that we'd be seeing a lot more people speaking. You don't talk, though. Don't you talk about it. I'm talking about it real quick. I just think that where are our allies? It's like, I guess they say you see that same thing in Chicago on the weekend, so, you don't know. Give us a call, 872-259-7474. But I know this. My concealed carry came, and I'm just telling you. And I really, like, should we be on alert when we see white people in our neighborhoods? Like, I'm just asking.
But you know what you just said about that? I forgot exactly what you said.
Concealed carry?
No, not before that. One of my Facebook friends, who's a black conservative, posted the mass media doesn't talk about these mass shootings, and he had a picture of like 6 black guys and say mass shooting, mass shooting, mass shooting. Yeah, I mean, there's always the pushback of, well, your neighborhood shoots themselves up, so why should we be all excited?
Right. What about black on black crime?
Right. You know, people love to throw that at black and black crime, but this is heinous. I mean, I'm looking for black people to kill. That other stuff is generally, I know I don't like Maze, I'm going to try to shoot them, and I'm going to shoot some other people if they're in the way. But this was like, I just need some people with some dark skin, and I'm getting off on it.
Yeah. Do we So my question is, how do we treat white people in our neighborhood? So first of all, I think that we're under threat. I do not think that that's the last person. And what makes me now question is it wasn't like he went to a black neighborhood specifically. Right? So now what am I to think when if we in Avalon Park and a white person pulls up?
You fear copycat killers?
Yes. Without a doubt.
Who monitors this stuff for black people? You know how the Israelis have people who monitor everything that goes on?
No, we don't. We don't. That to me, we have left that up to other groups. Mm-hmm. The patrol of hate has been left to. That's not. We don't have a team on that. Who's the anti-blackness team?
Yeah,
you can't. Who protects us from anti-black organizations? Let me back up. Are there anti-black? Is there such thing as anti-blackness?
Oh yeah, the Southern Poverty. What do they call it? Group? I forgot. exactly the exact title. But they monitor hate groups, but I think that's all they do. That like they'll give them like a rating, like, "Ooh, this group is really mouthing off," and so they're at 80.
Ain't the Nation of Islam on that list?
I don't know. Oh, are they on their list? Oh, yeah, they are on their list. Yeah, they are.
So, again,
but I don't think we have a group that's like on the dark web and like, man, this guy's been saying a lot of stuff. We need to keep an eye on him.
And again, then who is the group, and then what is their option? Like who protects us from anti-blackness? I'm clear that there are protections protections. Who protects black people from anti-blackness? No, I want you to be honest with yourself, because what is the national response to this? Like who, where is the collect? We got Al Sharpton on Meet the Press. What is the collective responsibility? Like, what's the pushback? What's the hold on, cuz? What's the who? Did the church? Do all the churches now have a security program? Like, are we okay now with churches having armed security? I told you a long time ago, after Dylan Roof.
No, I know you all for it.
After Dylan Roof, I said, my cousin goes to a church in Denver and they aren't concealed carry. But after Dylan Roof, I said, if somebody comes into your church that the deacon need to be a welcoming deacon that sit right behind you and is 100% clear. Because tell me where we would not welcome someone walking into our community. Tell me under what circumstances.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I see where you're going with that. Hans and I kind of talked about this the other day, and I told him I thought, the horses escaped the barn a long time ago because we figured that let's give everybody a gun and everybody's safe. That's not how it works. Somebody's going to get a whole bunch of guns and try to make it unsafe for a lot of people. And you don't know who that guy is, or you may know, but you never know when it's going to happen or if it will happen.
All right. Well, I'm going to just say, Todd, I think to pretend like we shouldn't have security, like, again, like you see a white, if you at the all black grocery store and white dude pulls into the all black grocery store, somebody got to be like watching.
Well, that's what happens to black people when they go to the
kidding.
white neighborhood.
But again, I'm saying we have outsourced our anti-blackness. We don't have any, there's nobody that's like, okay, we're watching the anti-blackness. Call it, that's anti-black.
You remember Paul Mooney saying that he hated to go to the store because as he was walking around, there was a parade of white people behind him, checking him out, trying to figure out what he was trying to do.
Again, when you walk into, remember the story last week, 3 weeks ago, you weren't here, where remember the black kids, the people pulled into town, Riis? They pulled up in that little town and they saw him and they sent a text message out and said, everybody lock the doors, because they was about to come in and rob the jewelry store. And the lady said, there's a whole group of them here. And everybody sent a text message and they locked all the doors and they went to another town. It's real. We're not allowed to protect ourselves, because if you pull up and protect yourself, then you are anti. And my question becomes, who's looking out for us? Like, what is the response here? I was at an event the other day, and they had the door wide open, and a dude walked in, and he walked in, and it was clear he wasn't there for the event, but because the door was wide open, he walked in and nobody said anything. Mm-hmm. And he sat through the speeches but he really came to get food. Killers rely on socially awkward situations where you say, you want to be like, yo, cuz, what you doing here? But because that would be socially awkward. You ain't gonna say it. And then when it happens, somebody, when Dylan Roof walked in, was like, who's that? Man, you be nice to him.
Oh yeah, they were like, from what I read, they were welcoming.
Right. But that is us. Eminem. The Eminem syndrome. It's the Mace Jackson show. You wake up and they're being you. And then, in the face of it, you could be, man, don't get me started talking about this. Where's our allies? Where are they?
That's a good question.
Where are the allies? Do we see anybody issue a statement? Have we heard from anybody? Anybody in support of black folks? Did we send a delegation? Are we right? What?
No, I think everything's kind of wrapped up.
Who cares?
Supreme Court now.
Who cares what happens to the black people in that situation? It's the Mace Jackson Show. Let's go to the live line. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show? Anybody up there, Riis? Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show?
Hey.
What? This better be Deacon Quarles. This sound like Deacon Quarles.
You know what it is.
Go ahead, Deacon Quarles. Talk to me, man. Hey, man. Deacon Quarles, come on, talk to me. This is our survival specialist. Go ahead,
you know I was a little upset, right? Because my contention was, you mean to tell me there was only one person out of all of those black people with a pistol, and he was a security guard? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
I do.
I'm just amazed at that. But then I have to consider the location, New York. New York is not a 2A friendly state to start with. As a matter of fact, New York is the state that has a case in front of the Supreme Court now regarding the Second Amendment that they were trying to deny permits to people based on them being able to prove or a reason for needing self-defense. So this in that whole 2A case, it should be, it's probably going to be decided this next term. But it's going to turn the Second Amendment so far as gun rights around, so far as restrictions by other states. And that's part of that whole issue. The other thing is, just like, and I observed the same thing you did with the brother that, okay, here go a Caucasian young man. He's done killed a whole bunch of folks, and he get a chance to get undressed, put his stuff down, and lean down and get on his knee and go to jail. And the other young brother who clearly needed help was walking out of the bank, didn't kill anybody, let all the hostages go, and was surrendering. So the SWAT guy decided, I'm gonna take him out. Really? You feel what I'm saying? That whole dynamic just reeks of. I'm not even gonna say what it reeks of, but you understand. If enough should be enough. But one reason we not hearing a whole lot of kickback from the black leaders, that word almost sickens me to say it because I understand that that's not true. Anyway, just to realize that they are silent on this whole thing is more disturbing than anything. See, they've already got their marching orders. Now, y'all keep those Negroes quiet. This could be this could blow up in our face. We don't want nothing to happen because, that was wrong with him. And you don't want your folks to go out there in the street, drive right, and care enough anything. We need to keep our money. So, here we are again, going to the same Dylan Roof, post-incident, trauma, whatever, trying to figure out what we need to do. Well, first of all, stop shooting these up. Because in a minute, you run out of bullets. When you really need them to protect your neighborhood, because you shot your own brothers and use up all your weapons and all your bullets, you ain't going to have none to take care of the realness. It's not a thing of if it happens, it's when it happens. All of this is just rehearsal. It's just a rehearsal, not only to see if they can do it, but to see what the reaction is going to be amongst the people. You see, you keep doing something long enough, it becomes accepted by people. You can do it and get away with it, and nobody will say a word. Oh, wait a minute. We're there now. I don't know. But you're right. To me, black folks need to be able and should have the right and should have the priority in their mindset to defend themselves. I said months ago to somebody that you're going to need a gun to go grocery shopping.
Yeah, you're gonna need a gun just to go grocery shop. It's sad to say, but we're getting to that point. We got too many enemies from too many houses, even our own. How do we fight?
So check this out.
Where do we?
Check this out.
Yeah.
And this just hit me while we were sitting here, and I don't want to forget it. So think about how we're talking about how the internet turns our kids inward to shoot at each other, and the internet is using theirs to turn their kids outward to shoot us. We like in between. Right. So they got imagine YouTube working to the fact that they got us shooting ourselves in the tent while we got people outside the tent now coming to shoot us while we shooting ourselves. This is really, think about it, they're getting the information from the same place, right? So if they're on the web and they're the internet, our internet teaches our kids to kill us. Their internet teaches their kids to kill us. What chance do we have?
Right. But remember those 14 words.
Yep.
Remember those 14. There's a reason that's framed. You know, white supremacy is a flawed theory, a taught mindset, and an established system. Okay? As long as that's in place, that is going to continue. That mindset is taught. We already know it's a flawed theory, but that mindset is taught to generations, to generations, to generations. It's just taught. And because it's an established system, those that are taught it believe it because they see it in action. They see it working. They see, oh, you can get away with this if you do this. Or you can do this and get away with it. Or you can do this and get... So, yeah, it presents themselves to them. And more, quite frankly, and I hate to say it, it's attractive to them. That's attractive to them. But for us, who are tend to be the victims, what our position needs to be, we will no longer be victims. Period. We will no longer be victims. And not only will we no longer be victims with people outside doing to us, but we need to stop being victims to our own folks doing to us. Now,
you gotta
that's going to be a hard pill to swallow.
You're going to give me a wrap.
That's going to be a hard pill to swallow. But we got to do it.
Man.
All right, Nate. I'll let you later, man.
Deacon Quarles be coming with the elbow. Shout out to Deacon Quarles. I'm thinking about this whole situation, Todd. And the fact that, like, they're turning their people out. So this makes me think of all of these mass shootings where there's no solution. Right? When you, like, again, if somebody was as tactical enough to say and scope out and say, hey, man, we can go, and he planned to go to more places. So this wasn't his only one to do. He just got caught. That makes me ask, when you tell me that there was a shooting on 75th and 75th in the middle of the night, and it was a black truck, and people came up and shot and killed people and then drove off, and nobody got nothing. Like, who would think there was a conspiracy? But then when you see this, you gotta notice somebody. He ain't the only one.
Yeah, but he wanted to be seen. He wanted people to know.
He wanted to do more, though, Todd. He was supposed to
I believe that.
He was supposed to leave the bodies and keep going. Let's go to the live line. Call us, the Mace Jackson Show. I mean, how do we respond to other people in our neighborhoods? Like, again, what you doing over here? They'll ask me, but they won't ask somebody else. What's up, caller? You on the Mace Jackson Show?
Hi, I'm calling because what this reminds me of is when the Asians got the Asian hate bill, because this is an opportunity for us. They got the Asian hate bill because somebody went into a spa, and that was all over the news. I feel like this is an opportunity for us to sit here and get our situations and the things we need at this point for us. This is horrible, how they went into the store and shot these people. That guy was nuts. but it's an opportunity because if they can do it, why we can't do it?
Cause
that.
Go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish.
Yeah, I just feel like, they used the opportunity when 8 of them got shot, but this is happening to us over and over again. And we just don't use the opportunities that we have and the power that we have for these situations to work with us and for us.
I hear you on that. You know what this makes me think of? That line on Boys in the Hood when Ice Cube say either they don't know, don't show, or don't nobody care what's going on in the hood.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I
think that he really speaks for a lot of black people, especially young kids.
And think about this though. America's desensitized to black death.
Yes.
Right? And those 10 people go into the pile. They don't go into you've been mass killed.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying I haven't seen the international prayer vigils. I ain't seen the outrage of right. I seen Joe Biden make a statement. I seen Nancy Pelosi make a statement. Where is everybody?
She's pretty quiet. I'm with you.
Where is everybody? Where is Chicago?
I'm gonna talk to Hans, see if he's
what man. Hans might have been on the net.
That's why I say he might have heard something. I don't know about.
Where is Chicago? Who's up speaking about this hate that could perpetuate? Who? I'm sure. Who talks about anti-blackness?
We don't have any big time leaders anymore.
It's the Maze Jackson Show. Let's go to the live line. And when you talk about stuff, then they don't want you to talk about stuff because it's not convenient to talk about stuff. I know about anti-everybody but black.
Mm-hmm.
Anti-everything but black. Who cares when it's some black stuff that goes down? Give us a call, 872-259-7474. Reese, anybody on that line? Call you on the Maze Jackson Show.
Cassandra Matz. Mr. President, welcome back.
Thank you.
Maze, great show.
Hey, Cassandra Matz.
Well,
you apparently, I hear you a big Willie around the world because I heard somebody was trying to call you to be like, I don't want no problems. Did you get a call?
And I assured him no problem. I did, and I assured him no problems was taken.
Go ahead.
It was a misunderstanding. I understood. This is such a heavy topic. We've been conditioned to go along to get along, and we don't want to be labeled. So this is why we try to welcome everybody into our space without vetting them, right? And then we get burned in the end. I go back and look at, the killing when the president was singing Amazing Grace, which was a travesty, and I thought that was just a filler because he didn't really know what to say.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just kind of wasting time until something popped into his head. So he can be politically correct. So with that being said, we're on high alert at the church that I attend as I'm praising God. My head is on a swivel, and I am looking around, making sure that any unfamiliar face is not about to, pop off in there. We had one gentleman that came to our church. We had never seen him before. And he was real fidgety. He came down and he sat in pews that nobody sit in, right up front. And our security was on it. Our security did not cause a ruckus or anything like that. They just sat on the left, the right of him. They sat behind him. And we were just waiting for him to, do something crazy so that we can really show him exactly what the force of a black person is. But this has just been a condition, and we got to get out of it, just like that. Those guys came to our picnic, our barbecue, and wanted a plate. And that should have never happened. And we just have to stand our ground and not be afraid of being labeled, because we want to know, why are you here? And we want to talk about how we can protect ourselves. So this is a great start. You are awakening everybody, and people need to be woke, and this is something that we need to march on Washington on, for real. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Cassandra. Todd, you got something you want to say on that? Anything?
No, just there is. We definitely, I don't know. We're in such a crappy place, and it just doesn't seem like there's enough. Organization, will, money to figure how to get us out.
You know,
I thought you were gonna say something.
I was getting ready to, but then I got a yawn.
No, but yeah, I mean, I am a little disheartened that we don't have a lot of organization, and there's so many different groups in the nation, but no one seems to get together to fight the biggest problem of all for me, which is economics. Once you cure a lot of economic ills, people start to feel good about themselves. They see opportunity, and they don't have as much hate. But something has to be done because it's not getting any better.
Yeah, I just think that we got, like, who patrols the anti-blackness, right? Like, so that when we find something anti-black, we can say this is not happening again. There is no penalty. There is no consequence for offense, rape, rob, murder, kill black people. It's just not. And, you know, you can imagine, and then if you get too jazzy, you'll find yourself wearing a label as a black person. Let's give a call. Let's go to the live line. It's the Mace Jackson Show. Caller, you on the Mace Jackson Show?
Hi, good afternoon. Good evening. This is Katie.
Yeah, hey, Katie Lindsay, president of the phone club. Todd don't even know that. He ain't even give your respect because he been faking around here. We might make him pledge again. What's up, Madam President? How you feeling? We ain't see you this weekend. We missed you.
I know I had cousins in town here to
Not
take
like
care
my
of my
cousin.
sick leave.
Like my cousin?
To take care of my uncle, but one of my cousins wanted to go to Chinatown, and so he's in from Georgia, so I took him to Chinatown. And as we were walking to get one of those ice cream thingamajigs, I noticed that there were like roving police cars. I mean, it was like every 5 minutes you would see a police car. And I said, now this is really something. So they get all the protection. And then my cousin was sitting on this stump. And the police, I noticed when the police car passed, they looked over right at him. You know, and so I said, and you know, I pointed that out to him. I said, this doesn't happen in other communities. I mean, every 5 minutes, the police car in Chinatown was passing down the main street.
Well, they on high alert after that shooting, remember? And they on point looking for us after they remember the guy that came over there and shot the old man. They have the Chinatown is remember, and then they marched and told us they wasn't having us over there no more.
Right. But we don't get that kind of coverage. We don't get that kind of coverage, and we should demand that kind of coverage. And all our leaders should be speaking up, really, about this thing that happened in Buffalo and other places. It's pitiful.
Can I ask,
that's what I want to say.
Thank you, Madam Presidente of the phone club. I just want to know, like, what protective measures is the city of Chicago taking to ensure that we don't have lone wolves or that we're on patrol for lone wolves? Right, like same amount of people, less people. I mean, what do we do about the lone wolf situation? And is there any? I know we worried about books in Texas, but what are we talking about? No, I'm just saying we reading books in Texas and protecting those freedoms. But are we preparing for a white supremacist attack? And what are we?
I do wonder what happens when people who are monitoring these people do they go see him and say, look, man, we know you up to something.
I guess my question is, what are we doing? Like, again, I have to start asking questions. Like, to me, you come on our land, somebody got to pat you down. Something. Like, why are you here? And I'm not trying to be fun. Like, if they feel like I got to be somewhere and I got to go. But like, if we are now I'm not saying if you in the West Loop, but if I see somebody at 55th and you just rolling up sitting there and you ain't got a repair van, famo, yo, Tap on the window like this the welcoming committee. What you doing around here? Come on up out. Hey man, when you used to go to Humboldt Park, they'd be like, they thought everybody was folks. Take your shirt off. Let me see you. Let me see you got tattoos. No, man. Like the only people who are left unprotected. Really?
Where did they get body armor from? You can't get that at Sam's.
Amazon. You get a flamethrower from Amazon.
I'm pretty sure you can't get body armor.
You can get body armor from Amazon.
That's not like a
Amazon.
That's not like a silence.
Amazon.
You can't get that anywhere.
Hey man. They probably got a variation of it. Look, y'all, this is the Mace Jackson show. How y'all feeling about how y'all feeling about the afternoons? Y'all cool with it? You enjoying? You all right, man? Riis, did you get you some good rest this weekend?
Nah, man, I was up at 6 something this morning. Like
that's rest though, dog. Sure. 6. You usually up at 4. Right, look, I take that 6. I take that 6. Well, I'm gonna tell you what. This time went by pretty fast. We had a guest plus Todd in here. Riis gonna get here early tomorrow so he can get my lavaliers because he messing up my Michael Strahan.
So that means you're gonna be ready at 2, right? See, listen, he got his own little time that a couple hours before.
Riis, I don't know. This is my thing though. Like you supposed to do all that, and then you supposed to be like, I'm almost ready. You supposed to have looked online.
I did that,
and you supposed to have hit the base button and the base bottom and all that stuff, and then be like, Maze, let's test the mic out. Now, if you would have called me and said, "Hey, boss, this how you win. This how you win, Todd. This when you call me on Saturday and say, "Hey, boss, you know what? We got a big show tomorrow. We swapping out. I'm gonna be over at the joint around 4:00. Can you meet me over there? Because I just want to make sure you straight. I just want to make sure everything good. You called me on your day off to make sure everything was straight so that tomorrow it'll be all good. Really?
I'm learning.
Then I'll be like, see, that's how you. Like that'd be like, then it's rubbing off.
Put that in my notes.
See, put that in your notes. That's game. That's game. Like lead the charge. You the sound tech. You supposed to be like the sound. I know I had this conversation. How the show sound should come. You should take pride. Just like when you be like, you should be like, oh nope, let me put this on. Like when I was sitting back there one day and I became a DJ because I was learning how to make the road work. I was back there playing. I was here this weekend. Like I was like, let me see if Riis gonna come. So I sat here for the whole day on Saturday, on Sunday. Like, let me see if Riis gonna pop in. Be like, yo, I thought he was gonna be checking it out. This okay though, cause I'm gonna tell you, man, Riis alright, man. He alright people. I ain't gonna give him a hard time.
I think that ship has sailed, but yeah, he alright.
Take it, Todd.
Todd, first of all, Todd, you be cool because you just got back. We ain't sure you got voted back on the island yet. No, I'm just joking. All right, y'all. So this has been fun, though. The first day of this what they say is the first day of the rest of your life.
Yes.
I think I just put 10 years back on, 10 more summers back on. I know I'm gonna enjoy this summer.
Amen.
There's a lot going on. I'm not, man, Todd. Do you know how hard it is for me not to be a smart ass? It's really hard for me not to be a smart ass, but just because I'm not gonna be a smart ass, I'm just looking for our allies. That's all. This is the Mace Jackson show. So for Mace and Riis, Ruthie, and what the hell, Todd? I am the host of the Mace Jackson show. Where I'm
looking at Wednesday.
Hey, dog. If you don't show up tomorrow, then I'm taking you off the schedule. Look, y'all, it's the Mace Jackson show. So for Mace and Riis, Ruthie and Todd, I am the host where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? And if you don't like it, you can still tell them. You can still tell them. Mace said, we out of here. Peace.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was shot.
Bring me back. Okay, this is a completely unsolicited comment. But can I ask everybody over the course of the next 2 days to please listen to this new Kendrick Lamar album? I want to discuss it. I gotta tell you, and Todd, I know you don't do hip hop, and I know you don't like it, but I learned so much listening to this record about these young people, like, it was unbelievable. And whatever that thing, the one where they did that skit with the black dude and the black girl and how they was cursing each other out, and it was the dysfunction of our family relationships and how, bro, I apologize, even though he's still making the slave comedy. I apologize for dissing the man just for this album. Todd, I don't like this new kind of music, none of this stuff. But that boy, that man, broke down some dysfunction that I think has, like, for us, and I gotta be honest with you, I gotta, that it's not my understanding of life. It's not what I came from. And but it shapes, it's kind of like where I felt like, oh, damn. Like, damn, really? Damn. Like, to even be able to put some of that stuff in writing, in words, and then to tie it to an art form, like the pain can, hey, Joe, he ain't no Jay. But I must tell you that I want Generation X people who are not still, I listen to all old stuff. But if you get a chance to listen to that, because one day this week, I do want to, I want to pull some themes out of it and talk about it. But the whole concept of the fathers not in the homes and daddy issues and just, I was just like, Jesus, okay, what is it almost felt like he was the living embodiment of the children of the crack era, right? Like the outcome of the crack era and where it all wound up. And then to hear it succinctly put in the music by a young person who was able to tell the story, like has been gifted with the ability to package it into an art form. But Joe, like me and Carrie was listening to it, like we turned off the TV and was listening to the damn song, to the damn album. And that does not happen. Like if we was New Edition in it at first. And then we was both like, play that Kendrick again.
My favorite one is the one talk about his auntie.
Man, my auntie is
my auntie is my uncle now.
I tell you what, my auntie is my uncle now. And my uncle, hey, yo, the whole like I gotta tell you. Perspective that I don't necessarily 100% subscribe to, but it does explain a lot. I was like, I don't know if that's one of them albums where I feel like I gotta sit down and listen to it about 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 times. I want to just do like a thing on each one of the songs and be like if this has really happened. Whew. Anyway, thank y'all for listening. I'm sorry to interrupt that. You can start back over. This is the Maze Jackson Show. I'm your host, Maze Jackson. For Maze, Riis, Ruthie, and Todd, I am the host where every single day we ask the question, what's in it for the black people? Don't miss us again tomorrow from 3 to 6 because we are now the afternoon show. We'll be back.
Let's get down to business and go ahead and address the facts, man. Lightfoot seems more lesbian than black. Rahm Emanuel's another case. He was just as tired. 50 closed schools left much to be desired. Police had Anjanette naked on that body cam. They suppressed the footage so it couldn't touch a lot of hands. Reminds me of that 16 shots in that cover-up. Both of them similar, so I went and dug it up. George Floyd killed, a lot of riots happened in the town. Southside burned and they wouldn't let them bridges down. Grandmother sick, need a prescription and plus a couple groceries. We gon' have to travel just to get it now. COVID-19 out here shutting all the business down. Not enough SBA loans to even give around. So many failed businesses that you can put them in the pile. If you don't survive the pandemic, it's gon' sit you down. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. Shout out to Willie Wilson, hope one day you get to send it. We need some different players in the game to handle business. Too many shady characters like Madigan and Blotto. But when you really break it down, it's typical Chicago. City full of gangsters, it's what the land was built on. Same streets with hood legends, DNA get spilled on. Carjackers out here lurking, trying to get they steal on. Looking for a block to put them Hellcat wheels on. Lenders give bogus appraisals a red line. Car crackers out here getting minimal fair time. And I'm the seal carry, I stay with the pipe. But Illinois gun laws giving minimal rights. Stay up on the swivel, make sure I'm moving tight. Check all of my mirrors when I pull up to the light. Pick my homie up from out of town, man, he caught a flight. He was hella nervous, told him, shorty, this a way of life. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks. We sing, dance, play ball, entertain, and crack jokes. Government infested black neighborhoods with crack smoke. System that milked us so bad, we got lactose. Still trying to find out what's in it for us black folks.